Well, hey everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Fistivities, episode 89. KB with you. We had a week off last week. I took a vacation. I was in Florida, but we are back. We have rude boy Randy Brown on with us tonight. He picked up a win in Jacksonville, so we'll talk to him. But of course, this is episode 89 of Fistivities, a show I do with Renato Laranja, 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion. And I just was checking something, folks, and I'm sorry, I thought I had everything handled before I went on here, but I just wanted to make sure, that all of my settings were correct, and I think they were, so I think they are rather, so hopefully you guys can, it's just, you take a week off and you got to reset some things. So hopefully you guys can let me know if everything is back on track. So okay. So hey, what up, Rick 3PO? We're back. Yes, yay. Hey, yay, we're back. What's up, Suavecito? Good to see you again as well. Listen, Soy Boy 56, Randy, you got the hard eyes. It's going to be fun. So, he's going to be on with us in just a little bit, yes. Thank you for saying so, Rick 3PO. Hit the like button. Somebody sent, I think that was a little too far back. Somebody sent, I saw a comment and it said, it was on the Kelvin Gastelum episode. And the person was like, oh my God, this is so great. Or something like, why am I just finding out about this morning? It was one of those type of things. So, that's a bummer to me that it's like, that we've been doing this for so long and people still don't know. But it's always a good thing when I see somebody say, that they found it and they like it. So thank you for finding it. And if you do like what you see here, please share it with people. We are also available for audio downloads. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Amazon and Stitcher and basically anywhere, you find your favorite podcast. Generally, you can find ours there as well. So yeah, I don't know if I got my groove back, Omega. I was on vacation and I saw my mom. So that was nice. That was good to see mom. Always good. Oh, ouch. Word note to self, this bracelet will get caught in here. It was good to see mom and everything. So let me tell you what we have on the show today. So we are going to have that interview with Randy, as we said. And so listen, he picked up the win at UFC Jacksonville, and it was a really important win for him. It was, I think, only the second time his dad was able to watch him fight. So we will get into that. We will understand why, and we will talk about that with Randy. But and then we will also react to Sean's win over Abus Magomedov this weekend. I was working this weekend, and Sean Strickland picked up another win. And we were talking, we will talk about that. And, Sean came on the post show with us afterwards. He was great. It's a funny thing that, I'll have to look at mine. I grabbed the results too. I did a little poll because I am curious how people feel about Sean. People have feelings about him. And so I wanted to know what people thought, like, if people think he's funny or if people think he should just stop talking or if he's like, whatever. But by asking the question, it's funny. I guess a lot of people assumed I don't like him and like, that's stupid. I like the guy and he comes on the show with us. He's always great. Like I don't have a problem with him. So it's funny to me that I'll get these people writing to me and screaming at me like I don't know anything and that I'm too sensitive to cover MMA. And I'm like, meanwhile, only one of us in this equation actually knows him. And meanwhile, I've been doing this longer than you've probably been watching. But sure, I'm too sensitive. We will also then have Chidi's choice for the 2 title fights this weekend. Chidi did pick correctly last weekend. He picked Sean. So his record, I think, is like 23-13 or 22-13-3, something like that. So we will have his choices for Moreno versus Pantoja and Volkanovski versus Rodriguez. And we will also just kind of preview some of the other fights coming up. A lot of good fights on that one. And then just some other, general news and things, whatever. So I am curious, though, obviously, yesterday was the 4th of July. And I don't know how everybody how it was for everybody. Let me see if there's any comments before I get on too far. But Anakin just saying, with Strickland and Jared winning, the middleweight division is interesting. Yeah, you're right. Those are both recent wins, and Jared did beat Sean in December. So, So yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, so yeah, there's something going on. I don't know what's going on. Come on, I don't know. Oh wait, I love. What? Okay, okay. Anyway, so yeah, this yesterday was the 4th of July, and I don't know. Is there a firework? Okay, I don't know. I just took the glasses off, but I don't know if there's like a fireworks thing on here. There's a bomb. I guess that's probably the closest thing. If you live in LA, that's fully what it was like. I don't know, obviously, I don't know where all of you live and you're watching from all over the place, but in LA, it's a nonstop fireworks for several hours. So kiddo and I were just kind of sitting here on the couch, just watching TV, and we don't have to go anywhere. We can just look off our balcony and see tons. But we go up to the roof of the building, and so we watch up there. And so we are able to see downtown LA, and we are able to see the other side facing the beach as well. So the side toward downtown is the one that has all the fireworks, because the side on the other side toward the beach is the fancy part of town, the fancier part of town. And I don't know if it's sanctioned over there as much, but between my place and downtown LA, people do what they want. So we can see tons of it, and literally it starts as soon as the sun goes down type thing. And I went to bed and they were still going off, and I mean, they're decent displays too. It's not just bottle rockets or whatever. Like, you get like real stuff. So it's fun. Like 4th of July is fun. We don't really have to travel far at all, and we get all of it here. And there's some like right on the block and this and that. But of course, it's constant sirens as well. So hopefully nobody out there lost any fingers or anything like that. Hopefully everybody's still intact after the 4th of July. But let me look here in the comments to see if there is anything anything like that. So let's see. Yeah, I guess not. You guys. Okay, so okay, yeah. So anyway, do a what? Do hit the gritty? Yeah, I should hit the gritty. My kiddo and we hit the gritty a lot, actually. We're kind of ridiculous with stuff like that. I don't know if you guys are. What else did I do today? I did something today. I don't know. I went to the grocery store. That wasn't that interesting. Sorry, folks. It wasn't that interesting. Oh, but you know what I can do? I can look at this. Oh no, so Joe Bose is saying his neighbors were blowing off fireworks until 2 a.m. in Michigan all 4th of July weekend, and the 4th is observed from June 29th to July 4th. Yeah, that is true, right? You do get kind of that extended celebration, if you will, as they say. Now I'm putting like phrase back to phrase. But yeah, they same thing here in LA. It was going on a lot over the course of several days, but it was particularly last night, and it went, whatever. It was pretty crazy. It could be that Juan Walker, he is on his own CP time. It's not even, it's Brazilian time mixed with CP time. I wonder if it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Oh, speaking of a lot going on, I'm curious, has anyone watched Extraction? Anyone seen that movie? The, who is it? I wanted to say Liam Neeson. It's not Liam Neeson, but it's like the next generation of Liam Neeson, right? Chris Hemsworth, right? Or is it Liam? I don't know. I know the difference, but I can't remember which one is which. Chris, I think it's Chris, right? He's the one who also plays Thor. Yeah, so Extraction 2, I guess it is, if anybody's seen it. So I was watching it the other day, and I like action movies, I'm not opposed to action movies. It was a lot. It was a lot of action. It was maybe quite possibly too much. There were times where I was like, can I catch my breath? It just kept going and going. There was a couple of action scenes that just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and it was a bit much. So I would have maybe wanted a little more story, but then it's did we really need, I don't know if we needed more story or something. I think we just needed some more moments to catch our breath. So if I'm curious if anybody else here has seen it, I can look here in the comments or whatever. But it was, entertaining, I guess. If you want it like an action movie, then turn that on. And that it was, yes, Anakin, Extraction 2. And yes, okay, it's Chris. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's it's action, and there's some cool scenery and stuff like that, and stuff. It was just overwhelming at times. There were just times when I just was like, I kind of need a break. But I am curious here, if anybody has seen the new Indiana Jones movie. Please let me know in the comments if you've seen it, because I was thinking of going to see that, and I will probably, regardless of what you say, even if you tell me it's mediocre, I probably will go anyway just to support it, because growing up, like, Indiana Jones or whatever, like, that's just like, I just love that whole series and stuff, and I am a big Harrison Ford fan, and actually know his son Willard, one of his sons Willard, who, by the way, has a gym called Strong Sports in LA. If you are looking for a gym in the downtown area, check out Strong Sports. Very cool. So, and also, one time when we were down there, it was great. Harrison Ford and Jean LaBelle, rest in peace, Jean, were there together for one of Willard's parties, and I had some funny stuff with them, some funny pictures. I shared it recently on May the 4th. I'm pretty sure I shared it then, probably. Go back and look at that, but that was pretty cool. But anyway, I'm curious if anybody has seen the new Indiana Jones, what you think of it. Okay, Anakin giving me it's a decent film, not the best movie in the franchise. Okay, but that's understandable. Wouldn't maybe the first one be the best one in the franchise if we're talking I don't know. Well, actually, hey, that's something we could put up for debate. What's the best one in the franchise? That's actually maybe worth debating. Maybe if Renato ever gets her. I'm trying to get my arms going. If Renato ever gets her, we'll debate it. But it's better than Crystal Skull, is what Soyboy56 is saying. Is that okay? I hear that. Objectively, it's the worst. See, I don't know, Juan Walker. I've heard that. I don't know. But you're a fan, so it's still good. Okay. Speaking of not necessarily good, but you're a fan and somehow you just keep hanging on. 89 episodes in, and he keeps coming back every week. And believe it or not, I actually look forward to seeing him. Ladies and gentlemen, 27-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion, Mr. Renato Laranja. Hi.
Shaba.
Maxi Priest and Shaba.
Shaba.
How are you? You in the mood? You vibing now?
I'm vibing. I'm fucking sweating in here. We shouldn't have been praying for hot weather. Now I'm regretting that one.
It's not even hot, though.
In my place, it's fucking hot.
Not mine. I literally closed the door because it wasn't hot.
I think just because I was playing basketball and then I just took a shower. Now, here you get that, like...
And you can't stop sweating?
That blast when you... God, are you? But anyway, Shaba. I heard... Okay. Now, I just heard... I think a little birdie was just said that the crystal... Not crystal. So what's the new one? That Dick of Destiny or whatever?
Something like that, yeah.
Dick Dastardly? What is the one? The new one?
It's... I don't know. What's it called? What's it called?
Irish Spring of Destiny or something? Or like...
Yeah, I don't...
What is it?
I don't know.
The fucking...
Here, it's called... What's the name of it, you guys? I'll have to Google it. What's it called? What's it called? Dial of Destiny? Is that true?
There you go. I knew it was a soap. It was Dial or something.
Oh, okay. Like so for real, that's it?
Yeah, the Dial.
Oh,
but somebody said it was the worst in the series?
Well, they were saying objectively, but I don't know because I know a lot of people. I don't remember the last one that vividly. So
the last
I remember
one,
people were busted.
The last one was the biggest piece of dog shit that I've ever seen.
Remind me of it because I know I saw it.
Okay, all I need to tell you is this: there's a scene, I guess Shia LaBeouf or whatever plays the
new indie.
Fucking shut up over here.
He's like the nephew or the whatever.
He's the son of the two of them.
Right.
What's her name?
Indy.
The cute
Sean
one.
Connery.
No, Indy and like the girl from the first one.
Oh, yeah. The one from the bar.
I love her, but I can't remember
know, she's
her fucking
great. Well, her real name is actually Karyn.
Marion? Oh, yeah.
In real life, her name is Karyn Allen, but I don't remember the character's name.
But in the fucking anyway, it don't matter.
Anyway,
so Shia LaBeouf played the kid or whatever. Anyway, there's a scene where he have to kind of do a shortcut to get to somewhere, and like Tarzan, he's like swinging on vines that look like CGI or whatever, and it's so embarrassing. It's so terrible, and I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of Indiana Jones. I mean, I remember. I'll never forget. With my parents, I remember the theater I was at. I saw Indiana Jones. Haters of the Lost Ark.
Haters of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that's what they called that one. But I remember, because my parents, instead of giving get out of here. Instead of giving me a babysitter or whatever, they used to just take me to anything. So it don't matter if it's the movie Eraserhead, it's Alien. It don't matter. I'm seeing that one. Or if it's some fucking foreign film or something. I swear I thought it was like some kind of Werner Herzog movie. Like it was going to be a documentary about people like finding some tomb or something like that. And I was like, fuck. I was like, we got to see this bullshit. And then as soon as I see Han Solo come up there, I go, wait a second, what the fuck is going on here? And I must have been 5 or 6 years old. I could not believe my eyes. It was the most thrilling.
Isn't
like
it the
when
best?
I went to see Superman, I knew we was going to see Superman. Right. But to see something on the level of Superman, Star Wars, whatever, when you're thinking it's about to be a foreign film or a documentary, I was floating.
I bet, because it's so good. The original is so it was revolutionary. Like it was.
My eyeballs was like,
dude, just the scene with the ball rolling down in the like you're done. Like you're already like you're done.
From the second when you see them come through and like you hear the music and you just knew something. They go into the jungle. You're like, something's going on here. You know, and then the spiders on the guy's back.
So good.
I
love. They hold such I have just nothing but fond memories of that stuff. Like,
look, there's nothing like that. That was incredible. But anyway, so I was a big fan. Now, cut to the second movie. Look, I was one of those kids. Some kids liked it, some kids didn't. I fucking hated the second one. I couldn't stand it. I the only thing I liked was like the heart came out of the guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Kalima, that was fine.
It wasn't as good, but it
was bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, I was very disappointed. Very disappointed.
But you know what? Actually, in hindsight, too, though, I've watched that one recently, and like that whole tribal ceremony and all this, it's actually pretty gruesome, though. Like it's actually pretty gnarly. Like
that's not the part I have a problem with. It's just compared to the first one, it's like garbage. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like the first one is so.
The first one is the storyline is just going to be better with the bad guy German people. Like it's just more interesting anyway.
It was more intricate the first one. This one was too. This one was just. It felt like a B movie. It felt beneath the series to me.
I get you.
Then they came correct with the fucking third one. I was in heaven. I couldn't believe they finally came back to what it was. That had the feeling, the spirit. And
is
then
that which one is the
that's Sean Connery.
Right, is that the chalice the that is great.
You chose poorly. Yeah.
Jehovah. Oh, it's so good.
But in Latin,
that night
that spelled with an I. Yeah, no, that shit is, and they fucked up same girl and all that stuff.
So good.
You remember? Yeah.
I don't remember. Okay, I see Rude Boy is here, by the way, but I think he's just fixing his camera. Oh no, there he is. Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was going to see if he's a fan. Let's just bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. He picked up the win at UFC Jacksonville. He is a UFC welterweight. He is a Jamaican. Let's welcome in the Rude Boy, Randy Brown.
Easy, Rasta.
Easy Rasta. How you doing, Randy? Hey, are you an Indiana Jones guy? We're talking Indiana Jones. Were you down with those movies?
Damn, I've never seen not one Indiana Jones, unfortunately, but I know it, but I just never seen it.
He's seen the Jamaican version. They got one. Yeah.
No,
It's just
I
a
don't
guy
know.
with a like a
With the
sickle
whip.
going through the cane, the sugar cane. Just
Yeah,
His
he's,
version is
no.
the harder they come. You Jimmy Cliff.
so good. Oh my
Now
god.
you seen the harder they come now?
Damn, that was gonna kill me.
Come on, my brother. Okay,
Nah.
so you can't. No Jamaican man cannot. You have look.
So good.
Listen, your homework after this shit.
Yeah.
You gotta see that it's the best Jamaican movie in the history of Jamaica.
It's called The
Awesome.
Harder They Come.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jimmy Cliff,
Jimmy Cliff.
is the star of that one,
Let me Google it. Let's see.
and it's crazy. It's crazy
Honestly-
because a lot of people died making that movie because they shot it on location in Kingston in the 70s, and it was gangster, and literally actors died in the making. It's an incredible fucking movie, and the soundtrack is off the charts. I mean,
Honestly,
me
it's
too.
funny you say that. Hanato, I was thinking that was going to be my theme song lately. The harder they come, like that song
Yeah.
is so good, and it's such a
it-
great movie.
No, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's an inspiring movie. It's like basically this guy who came from like the mountains or whatever, and he came to Kingston to try to make it as a singer. Okay, but he can't get a break. They treat him like shit. He can't get a job. Nobody, everybody's fucking with him. He recorded one song at the studio at this place called Ilton. They got the Ilton Empire, and this guy, pay him $20 for his song or whatever, and then hip him off and don't want to play the song on the radio and stuff. So this guy says fuck it, and he starts to become an outlaw, and he starts just becoming a gangster and hobbing people and doing all this shit. He becomes this big outlaw, and now the cops is after him. Everybody. Now his single, "The Harder They Come," start to play on the radio, and he become the biggest sensation like Tupac or something like that. But
Oh wow.
he's on the hunt. He's an outlaw.
you got it. It's great.
I'm definitely I'm gonna have to watch it then.
I'm getting
Yeah.
chills. I'm getting chills even just talking about that one.
Oh, Jimmy Cliff is in there.
Yes.
And
Seriously,
Jimmy
the
Cliff-
soundtrack is so good.
Yeah, and Jimmy Cliff in that movie looked a spitting image of my dad. So that's the other part of it. It looked like my dad is doing all this shit. It's amazing. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Anyway, let's get enough about us. Enough about Jimmy Cliff. We're here to celebrate Handy Brown. Caralho.
That's right. Picking up the win. You look like you're healed up. You're just back to that like chocolate lusciousness, right?
Oh, caralho. Oh, caralho.
Like Wolverine. Just heal
There
up
you
right
go.
away. I wasn't too beat up. It's just my nose had a little bruising in there, so I had a lot of blood, but a little
Yeah.
swelling over the eye. But ain't nothing. We ain't.
It bees like that sometimes. Yeah, that's
It is what it is.
You know what? That's nothing but blood clot. That's a blood clot.
Yeah, you gotta
You
go
know?
to Jamaica, man. You gotta go to Jamaica and see.
Oh, I been to Jamaica for
yeah.
I had me some fun out there. Listen, I was smoking natural medicine out there, and it was very cheap. And then I ate fish and bammy,
Yeah.
and then I had some.
What was her name? Do you remember?
I had a couple friends out there, a couple of Jamaican ladies who and I drink some ting with them and do.
Oh my God,
So-
Ting is so good.
So now I see this. Is she making the fish and bummy then?
Yeah, she make that one, and then I have ching and head stripe, and then some other kind of head also. God, I murder wife scene. Yeah. Yeah.
So
it
yeah,
was
Ting to
murder,
me,
She-Hulk.
Ting is for me a distinct memory of rafting down the Rio Grande because
Ooh.
my mom. For those who don't know, my mom is Jamaican, and so it's a memory I have from like being a kid and all the stuff of like rafting down there on vacations and stuff like that. And the guys, swim out to the raft and they're selling the ting. And so to me, like when I drink that, because you can buy it in the store here or whatever, when I drink it, it evokes
It's a
like a
certain
real nice
flavor.
feeling to me.
Yeah.
Or like being at Dunn's River Falls or something. Like as cold as that water was, I really like climbing that,
There's certain flavors of shit that he might take you back somewhere immediately. Like if you ever had guarana, it just bring you back to Brazil, But same thing with ching. Also, head stripe have a certain flavor to that one,
Isn't that weird? It's like tastes and smells.
Yeah.
Smells bring you back to a certain
And
time. in your life.
bring you hype back. You go, oh shit. It
Yeah.
happens to me sometimes. I smell something, and I don't even know where I'm smelling it from, and it smelled like maybe some perfume that a teacher used to wear when I was 5 years old, and it just shoots you back in time. It's like a time machine. It's amazing how that shit works. You know,
it's like a weird nostalgic feel that just
yeah,
comes over your body, right?
amazing how that works. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, where did you
that.
grow up, Randy? Did you grow up in the States or did you grow up in Jamaica and then move here a little later?
I can answer that one. No.
So I was born in America, right? And when I was 2, I got sent to Jamaica because my mom got deported, so I went with her, right?
They said, "Leave the place, man. Leave the place. Leave the area.
We now one.
We don't want you here. Leave the
We
place,
now
man.
one.
Go. You can't leave this place.
You can't stay here. You can't stay here.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I went to Jamaica from about 2 years old and I came back to America when I was like 17, 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But even when you came back, you went to fucking Jamaica, but Queens, now.
yeah, I went to Jamaica high school.
Yeah, so it's not so
Jamaica Queens. You're like,
you know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's straight out of Coming to America. Like, I'm going to Queens. Like,
We went straight to Queens, man. Straight to Jamaica.
I wonder where we should live. Jamaica.
Queens, Jamaica.
And if you go to Jamaica, Queens, the thing is, it's a huge it's a hub for Jamaicans and Caribbeans. So it's
just island people. Yeah.
It's
I took it for granted because I lived most of my time in America. I lived in New York, so I got used to Caribbean people, and now I live in LA, and I didn't know how good I had it. You know?
Yeah, there's not that many here.
None. I mean, even the Spanish-speaking ones. I used to get annoyed with the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. I'd be like, man, and then now I'm like, where you at? And you miss the food and you miss the Jamaican fucking people and stuff. It's like, and as soon as you touch down in JFK, you hear that on the PA. It's like,
yes,
get your bags out here.
Your bags on your
and you're like,
turnstile 9.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're so right, because then your driver too is fully Jamaican, or the like gypsy cab guys are trying to get you in there, like, and they get, oh god dang,
you don't know how much you appreciate.
Oh, I miss
the people like that and the cultures like that, so they go away, and then you go, man, I kind of miss those fucking people. You know what I mean? Like in my building, there was always mostly Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. I got sick of hearing fucking salsa music and merengue and all that shit, and then now it's gone. I was like, I miss that shit. You know what I mean? Like if a song come out, I go, remember the good old days. You know, it's fun. It's funny how that shit works.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But so you came to you're here in the States and you grew up here and stuff. So now that you are like Mr. Like now that you're I mean, I assume this is you living your dream. Like is this something you knew you wanted to do for a long time? Like, where was the seed planted? How did you figure out
He wanted to be a dance hall artist. He wanted to be dance hall, so this is like a disappointment. His family is like,
I don't know. For me, I don't know when. Honestly, I wanted to box. I wanted to be a boxer. That was my main goal.
Okay.
I got involved in jiu-jitsu, and then the rest is history. I just kind of stuck with jiu-jitsu.
I understand. I understand the vibe.
Pulled me over to pulled me into the MMA world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny too. I was thinking about this because for all the kind of people you have in New York, you would think that it would be more of a hub for MMA in general. Mm-hmm. You would think more stars would come from the city of New York, but even the New York stars that we have are just from the outskirts and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
I mean, Henzo has his gym there, but some of the guys kind of train there, but you're right. There's there's not like a New York guy.
Yeah, it's like Miami, all these different places, all these places in Florida and all this shit. They got all the but it's interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
With New York is mostly inner city, right? When you come from like the boroughs and stuff, mostly inner city. Those kids can't really afford to wrestle, jiu-jitsu, kickbox and all that stuff. So majority of the athletes, they're just gonna stick to one thing. They're gonna ball or they're gonna box.
You know what what they could do though?
Boxers come from New York.
True, and basketball, boxers and basketball. But let me tell you something. If you was to incorporate slap boxing into your routine, where they go like this, what, like, bah, you know what I mean? You know, and stick ball. Maybe they can use the sticks, like the Kali stick, the Puerto Rican stick ball. The Puerto Ricans would hunt if you had slap boxing, Puerto Ricans gonna hunt the table. Forget about that one.
With the slipper, they're gonna
That's the female. That's the female
right.
MMA.
Or the flip flop or the slipper type thing, right?
Yeah.
But Randy, it's so funny that you say that because I literally had that conversation this past weekend about why inner city kids are like why boxing is the thing, and I was like because. And literally because the conversation somehow I was just like, you know why black kids don't play hockey? They would run it if A, there were ice rinks in the city, B,
sure.
they could afford the skates and the gear.
Sure.
You know, it's like literally it's because of the expense of the thing. And I'm like, but literally you can box barefoot, so they can go to the gym, they can walk in the gym, and someone can let them borrow a pair of gloves, and they're on their way. And so, like I literally had that conversation the other day, and is just so true.
In New York, they got a lot of PAL. You know, they got the police athletic shit and the YMCA shit. A lot of boxing.
For me, I got lucky because I met Sensei Nardu, and Nardu kind of took me under his wing. And just
that sounds like a Muslim brother. Is he?
Hey, it might as well be. No, he's not. But he was raised around a lot of Muslims and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So definitely a lot of historical Muslim influence there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was kind of brought up under him. You know, he was a Renzo Gracie black belt, and he.
Caralho.
Yeah, he pretty much was able to put people in place in my life to allow me to train, you know, for free initially. And
wow,
nice,
and kind of develop my skill set. You know, so he already had a plan initially from the jump. So I kind of got lucky with that.
So you know David Branch then?
Oh yeah, that's my guy from Brooklyn.
Okay, yeah. I like David Branch.
Branch was like the upperclassman for me. I was like, you know, the guys coming behind guys.
Yeah,
guys
very
like
cool, very cool.
He's not playing around, David Branch.
Nah.
He's one of those dudes you don't want to fuck around with. David Branch.
No. But you know what? I can understand it because, you know, it's funny when you, at your fight with you versus Wellington, so folks know Randy just picked up the win at UFC Jacksonville weekend before this past one. And so there was your fight versus Wellington, and then there was Phil Rowe versus Neil Magny. Mm-hmm. And literally on the show, we were like, what is the deal with welterweights being 6'3", 6'4", 74-inch reach? Like, it's insane. Well, so I can definitely see why you wanted to be a boxer, because that reach is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened? Like, why did you end up doing MMA instead of boxing?
Well, when I first started training, I was training in Jamaica for a little bit with my coach there, right? And
Queens or Jamaica?
No, Jamaica, the island.
Oh, okay,
right?
Okay.
And when I was training at Stanley Coach Boxing and in Jamaica, and then when I came back up to America, I had nowhere to train. And if naturally you're from Queens, New York, you go to Gleason's. Everyone's talking about Gleason's. You're young.
Gleason's gym, yeah.
At that time, Gleason's was something, right?
It was very much so, yeah.
So decided to go there. I was training with Mike Hunt for a little bit, and you know, he was there for a minute until I trained with him for maybe like a year or so, and then he passed away, unfortunately. You know, and then I had to go to school, so my brother was kind of like, "Yo, what do you want to do? You want to go to? What are you doing with your life? You got to go to school, or you got to do something." So I was going to TCI down the block from Renzo Gracie Academy, and
studying what?
Industrial electronics.
Okay. Cool.
So
like DeVry. Oh, God.
Dude, electronics. Wait, Renato, I'm sorry. I just looked. You're frozen.
It serves me height because I was talking shit.
Yeah, you were.
Let me. No, don't worry. I'm sorry
I'm sorry if you've been frozen for a minute. I've just been vibing watching the show. So, sorry. Wait.
He's back.
There you are.
Ooh, yeah. I'm back. Anyway, so where were we? The fry.
So,
so you're studying electrical, not
Texas
electrical.
Jamaica Institute.
You're so rude. You're so
Jamaican
rude.
instruments.
Renato, where did you go to school? Oh, nowhere.
Nowhere, but at least that's better. At least it's not DeVry.
You know what? No, it's not. Nowhere's not better than DeVry. DeVry is better than nowhere.
Exactly. No, because I saved my money.
He's from Brazil. He went to the school of hard knocks.
Don't give him, Randy. Randy, don't give him. Don't just no. Don't give him any. Anyway.
So, yeah, I started going to Henzo's down the block. You know, I decided I'd go there for like, you know, for a little bit, try jiu-jitsu. You know
well, for those who don't know, like Frankie Edgar used to train there.
That place,
Sapo,
is incredible.
Like a lot of the guys, a lot of the guys.
Danaher, that whole
right? Who I just saw on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even get into. I went to the Fight Pass Invitational the other day. I saw Danaher the other day and all that. But yes, exactly. So like Henzo's gym is actually, if you're going to go somewhere, that's where you go.
And you can imagine the cross training. If he's got that down there, the basement of that.
Yeah.
But then he also studying TV repair at DeVry or whatever he's doing. Oh, caralho. You got the cross train, the hybrid, caralho. He's a technological brother. And he's a positive brother making something of himself.
Yeah, how do you take this guy serious?
Oh, I'm sorry to every DeVry graduate and every industrial technical college graduate for him belittling what you do. No, I value what you do, and I thank you for what you do because I don't want to F around with electricity, but apparently Renato does.
I was trying to celebrate this young blood here. He's doing something positive on the community. So I don't want to take this shine from him now. Anyway, so you was down there in the basement over there, and let me tell you something. All jokes aside, that fucking place is the hottest. You've never been in a place like it's a sweat lodge down there. Yeah. As soon as you open the fucking door from the street, you get blasted. It smell like Tiger Bomb and Feech.
And it's narrow. Like some of these gyms, like some people don't know. Like sometimes jiu-jitsu gyms are kind of like narrow, right? And then they're just thick. And sweaty.
It's underground, and it's like a sweat lodge, like a Native American sweat lodge down there. And you better come heady because that shit is no joke in there.
Renato, I will say you're still like slightly glitchy, but you're present but glitchy.
You know, I could try some stuff. Let me experiment here.
Okay. So, Randy, I have to ask you then. So, how did you feel about that fight, though? Because it was a tough fight against Wellington Turman down in Jacksonville. Like, it was one of those fights where, like, I felt like, I don't know, maybe tell me about your inner monologue, because I feel like it might have been a frustrating fight.
For sure it was. He definitely threw my game plan off. Definitely threw a monkey wrench in it. Also, not what I expected. I thought he was going to be so much more grapple heavy. Like he thought he was going to try to grapple a lot more, but he decided to stand up and strike, and he had a great game plan with the low kicks. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a difficult fight, probably one of my most difficult fights. I was very surprised. He had a good game plan, and he stuck with it. I could never really get anything off. He never allowed me to get combinations off. You know what I'm saying? So he just kept interrupting me with that low kick. And it wasn't a hard low kick. It's just that low kick that they throw from that camp, you know, with Ferreira and those guys. It's a quick chop. It doesn't hurt. It's just like an interruption, and it's adding up points. You know what I mean? So it's definitely annoying.
Speaking of annoying, am I back or no?
Well, now you're yes.
Oh, for here it's fucked up?
No, you're good now. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it's glitchy.
Okay, so I know one more stuff. Don't worry about it.
Okay, it's glitchy. So so that's the thing, right? So because I felt like it was one of those fights where watching it, like I thought you were winning, but at the same time it was like I never felt like you got to do what you probably wanted to do. You know what I mean? And it was like you could start a little bit and then you can't, and then it just felt like it must have been frustrating. Like I already said,
100%. It's exactly that. You know, and so you hear a lot of people say I'm playing it safe and I need to pick my output up, but that's not it. He was doing the right things. Whenever I tried, he just stopped it. He just cut it. Whatever that low kick legitimately just cut it. And it wasn't like it didn't do any damage. I'm not hurt from it or wasn't limping. It was just like he stopped every time I went to punch or to kick or do anything, he would just, it's like an interruption, almost like a little jab, and it was very frustrating. I'd admit it. It was very frustrating, but we did what we had to do, and I kind of just tried to stay ahead as much as I could and just kind of hover in that area. And then round 3, he came on strong, busted my nose up pretty good with an elbow in the third. And but I felt I was good for round 1 and 2. I felt I was in the lead, so I kind of just kicked back a little bit in the third.
Yeah. Well, Hanach, it's interesting too because with your reach, the jab is always a great weapon. But it's funny because like I'm just curious if you feel like in that, like if there was also part of you, because I saw you the night before and you were saying like it was only maybe the second time your dad was going to get to watch you. And partly I remember thinking while I was watching you, I was like, man, I bet you wanted, like, I'm curious how you felt, because I was like, oh, Randy probably wanted to beat this guy up, like he probably wanted to beat him up and like kick his ass. And I'm glad he won, but I bet he wanted to kick his ass, so were you okay with the win? Were you okay with it?
I wasn't, and it's not only because my dad is watching this, and my dad is proud regardless. He
of course,
he knows what it is. He knows where I'm coming from. He knows my story. He's a part of the story. He knows what it is,
Of course.
And he's just happy.
Am I in just so I know?
Yeah, you're good, Hanat.
Yeah,
you're good.
Okay, cool.
He's just happy that I'm doing something positive.
Right.
I'm not doing what was laid out for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's just happy, and I'm getting the dub. So I'm getting the dub.
Handy for our fans that don't know the story, maybe you can include them in, because what's fucked up is I'm a fan of you. We fans of you, okay? But for as good as you are and as exciting as you are, I feel like people don't know, like you're not getting the respect is not on your name enough for how good you are,
Yeah.
And I feel like people should know more about your story and shit like that. So maybe you can explain something about your dad, because I know, but maybe some people don't, if you don't mind talking about that.
It's people I think what people like to see is, these big grand moments. People like to see the big KOs. They like to see, wars. And I think that if I don't get a finish, typically I got a lot of finishes early in my UFC career. You know what I mean? These last 3-4 fights, I haven't really been closing the show as much. And people they want to see those huge moments. They want to see, if it's not a huge finish, they want to see you at least sacrifice something. They want to see you go to war, right? My style, I'm touch and go for a reason. You know what I mean? I hit you, you don't hit me unless you got to earn that shit. You got to earn it.
Yeah.
So I'm good with winning without taking damage, and I think people don't really appreciate that in the MMA space. People want to see you go to war, and then
it's a shame.
If I can't win without going to war, I think if I win without going to war, I think that a lot of MMA fans consider that like boring sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. It's funny because they don't realize how hard that guy, like a lesser fighter would have got knocked the fuck out by the guy. That you.
That's
just
what I'm
beat.
saying. To be able to use that jab, and that's like, it's smart.
Yeah. Now, if you got beat by the guy, they'd be like, "Oh, Handy's a fucking bum." You know what I mean? But now you're doing everything you can to fucking beat this guy, and it's like, "What have you did for me lately?" But you can't satisfy those people. But I think that aside from the fighting, sometimes it's the personal story that get people invested in you, and I think that a lot of people don't have no idea. You're talking about your dad as if it's common knowledge. I bet you a lot of people watching here don't know shit about that, and maybe you can enlighten them about what you're talking about when you're saying what was laid out for you and the different path you're taking than your dad.
Well, to summarize it and keep it short, I mean, for those of you who don't know, a lot of people. I grew up in Jamaica, obviously, right? And a majority of my life, I've been in Jamaica, and I go back and forth all the time, and my dad is from Jamaica. My dad was a Don in Jamaica, right? He worked with, different people. Well, what a Don is someone from an area that they take care of the people, from the ghettos. They take care of the people, because sometimes, policing and stuff like that is not great, and, community relations with the government isn't always great in certain areas. So, my dad was down in that area where he would take care of the people, and he would, if there was an issue, you know what I mean, he would be
like Don Corleone
to resolve it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they'd resolve it, and if there was someone stealing from like a poor person or something like that, he would, he provide for the kids, give kids money to go to school and that kind of stuff. And when he came to America, Dons aren't always like, they not always do things in the right way. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of rules being bent and stuff like
They're
that.
They're not appreciating that one.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So he would, he'd send things to Jamaica, a lot of different things, whether it be drugs, whether it be, weapons and that kind of stuff. And, he got caught up here and he went down under the RICO Act, and, he's been doing a lot. He's doing a lot of time. He's doing a lot of time for a lot of stuff. And, he's been locked up for a long time. That's why my mom was deported. She got deported when I was 2.
Because
of all of that. Yeah.
Right.
They were all involved in all of that stuff. And
so he's here or he's in Jamaica?
No, he's here. He's here now, but he has to serve his time first. He has to finish his time.
Where is he serving his time?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Okay.
So is he able to see stuff like this, though? Because we were talking about that on the broadcast, that it was only going to be the second time that he could see you. And literally, it's something that came up recently, too, with Brandon Royval, with his brothers, because he was so bummed out about being on the prelims, because the prelims were on like Plus, right, or something, and then the main card was going to be on regular ESPN, and or vice versa, or something. And the platform, whatever platform his fight was on, his brother incarcerated, we're not going to be able to see him, and he was really, really bummed out. And so I understand it. So can he see stuff like this? Like, can he watch this, or is it only?
Nah, he's in a maximum state penitentiary. So they ain't seen no YouTube and none of that stuff like that. I mean, maybe he's been there a long time, so maybe got a little polar guard, hook him up or something like that.
That's the thing. He might got it like that if he's using his techniques that he had on the outside. If he's moving and shaking it there. No, because that's what it's about.
So so I don't want to get him in trouble or not, but I don't know.
Of course
not.
not.
See certain stuff, but
no.
What he does get to see though is what's on linear TV. You know what I'm saying? What's on linear TV he can see. So if it's ESPN, ABC, he can see. So the first fight he saw of mine was when I fought Jared Gooden. Right, he got to see that fight, and I knew he was going to be able to see that fight.
And you won that one.
I showed out. I showed out for sure.
Was that in Florida?
I got to see. No, that was in Vegas, I think.
In Vegas, okay.
And so this next fight now, he was able to see, and I was looking forward to going out there and putting on a show, but instead I got into a real fight. My game plan was I had a great game plan. I started strong. I was ready to go, but he did a good job of interrupting my. He had a better game plan than I thought he had, and I had to make the adjustments.
Fair. And that happens too. Like it's funny how we always expect the other guy to evolve, and then the other guy always
do what I expect you to do, please.
Where the fuck he was before, like he can't learn some new shit either,
right?
Exactly.
Like we're hoping that he
need a plan for you, right?
That's the funny thing too about
me lately, right? That's the game, like you said. So like for me, even as athletes, we do it. I was like watching his old stuff, and I'm like, I completely was just like, he's gonna try to grapple and try to take me down. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And the whole camp we planned for him, and all he did was throw a non-telegraph low kick repeatedly, and he just stuck with it, and it just interrupted and threw everything off.
How fucking frustrating! Ugh, yeah, I know, and that shit happened on the streets too.
Well, this guy, Nick Grassi, saying that you had great cage grappling, though. So
yeah, I was.
Well, he always does.
I was able to show the wrestling. A lot of people don't realize that I actually, I have decent cage wrestling. I have great grappling. I come from Renzo Gracie Academy, where John Danaher and those dudes originally started. I used to train with all those guys like daily. You know what I mean? So I have pretty good grappling. It's underrated. A lot of people don't know. But,
saying your clinch game and wrestling looks sharp. And it's funny because I just saw Danaher and all those guys at Fight Pass on Thursday because I went to go watch, Craig Jones and all those guys and everything. And so I saw, Danaher. And Danaher's training Elon Musk. Danaher and GSP are training Elon Musk, which is crazy. But it's I guess my thing with that fight was, like I said, like, I felt like it was probably one of those fights where, knowing that your dad was getting to watch, you probably wanted to like kick his ass, Seabass. You know what I mean?
100%.
And unfortunately, Wellington wasn't a willing partner that night to give you something to style on him. But at the same time, winning the fight and being gritty and all that still shows so much. So like, it's still a win. Like, you should still be very psyched about it.
For sure. I'm definitely proud and happy we got the dub, and able to move forward and continue winning and build on it. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it.
He had that beef Wellington for you.
Yeah, he was strong, man. I didn't think he was. I thought he'd be drained out.
Well, because he also used to fight at 85. So like, he's a big kid. Like,
yeah.
You just never know. That's the thing, too. It's like in the streets, you think just because you train martial arts, you assume every other person is just a bum that never been in a fucking gym, and you forget like other people can do this shit too. You know what I mean? Like, and then somebody throws something and you go, "Oh, that's high. Oh shit!" You know what I mean?
Oh, damn, he's ready.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You ever had that before in a fight where, it's like a friend of mine was in a street fight, and then one of his main moves was he just threw a low kick at a guy, like, and the guy immediately would be like, okay, I don't want, like when somebody hits you in a street fight with a low kick, they're like,
because your nerves would be freaking out. Like, yeah, you would hate that.
He threw one at this one dude, and the guy like checked the fucking kick hard, and he was like, oh no, like that's the last thing you want, because when martial arts, it's like a superpower. You think it's supposed to be like you're like a superhero versus a human,
right?
And then you go, it's another superhero. Fuck.
I guess I'm taking my earrings off. I guess we're going.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That's fun then. Yeah.
So Randy, with that said, with that victory, right? What do you? Oh, sorry. Now I'm zhuzhing my hair, and then it gets caught in my bracelet.
Oh, those naps is in there.
It's not nappy. It's this bracelet. I have to take it off. It's got all these grippy things on it, or whatever. Okay.
Do you have is there a word for a slang word in Jamaica for naps? Like
it's not
what you call
nappy.
book shot or something like that?
Not nappy.
No, we just say nappy.
Oh, you just say nap? Okay.
I don't have nappy hair. I have very good hair.
Definitely.
No, she don't. I'm just fucking with her.
It's just that bracelet, though. These little things, it like grabs my hair. But no, honestly,
You look Creole, huh?
what was I just asking you? I was just asking you something. Oh, so the same night, right after you, we were again talking. We were like, how the F are there this many welterweights with this reach? So because right after your fight, Phil Rowe, a former guest of ours here on Festivities, fought Neil Magny, another former guest of ours here on Festivities. So folks should go back and look at those episodes. Both
all
great
Caribbean,
guys.
all Caribbean, by the way.
All Caribbean, yes. The Haitian sensation, Neil Magny, and Phil Rowe's got the Puerto Rican.
Jamaican.
No, Jamaican.
He's Jamaican.
I think
He's Jamaican too, right? That's right.
How is Jamaican?
That's right. So all of a sudden, there's like lanky welterweights that are 6'3", 6'4", like reach like crazy. So like, who do you want to fight next? What do you? And then I was looking at the rankings, like, bro, you've been here a minute. Like, you should be getting ranked guys. Not that you're not getting good fights,
but I'm telling you,
you should be getting the ranked guys.
Well, I took a massive risk. I was on a 4-fight win streak. Took a massive risk against Jack. You know what I mean? Going out to Australia, things didn't go my way in that fight. So naturally a small step back, but I don't think much, so I bounced back with the win here. I think my next fight potentially should be someone in the rankings. There's a ton of great matchups for me there.
The ranking.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that rankings that I think could be a good fight. Like, I think me and Ian Gary would be making for a good fight. I think the Wonder Boys. I think the Paredes,
You versus Wonder Boy would be so fun.
Yeah, that would be. He's slick. He's nasty. You know what I mean? He has those nice.
He's game too. That's one thing.
Totally.
That dude is game for his kind of like whatever howdy doody or whatever. He's very game to fight anybody.
He's totally game.
Yeah. So we'll see. There's a lot, and there's also a good couple of rematches there for me as well. So I think the sky's the limit after. We'll see what they come with back in October. So we'll see.
Nice. And somebody you just mentioned is like fighting this coming weekend or something, right? Too like some of the timing on some of these.
I'm not sure, but I think
or somebody just fought or whatever. But yeah, like the time.
I think
Wonder Boy has a fight.
Wonder Boy has a fight with Pereira, but I don't think
Right,
it's this
right,
weekend,
right,
is
right.
it?
That's the one. That's the one.
Is
That's
it?
something.
Oh yeah. I can't wait for that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, and I should ask, like, the cool thing, because how old are you now?
I'm 32. Well, my birthday is on Saturday. I'll be 33.
Nice. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you.
So no, I was gonna say, because that's what I thought. I thought you were still very young, because honestly, that was the point. Like with that frame, you could always go up to 85 too.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that something that you think about later in your career?
Yeah, for sure. I think about it. I don't have trouble making the weight right now, but I got a lot of big training partners who are, 85ers and strong guys. So I'm used to dealing with that. I'm used to moving around big bodies. I am a big
How's
body
your power?
myself.
How's your power with those big guys?
Pretty good. I mean, I have pretty good pop, you know what I mean, in the gym. Not that I want to be an asshole or nothing like that, but I tend to hurt people, when I drop the right hand.
No, that's good.
So
shit. That's good to know.
I think I do fine. I think I do fine at 85, but right now I make the weight easily. I have such a good routine. I'm gonna just keep it going. And the weight cut doesn't affect me in any way, so why not?
That's amazing.
So how you make the weight so easy? Like
because that frame to go down to 170 at 6'3" is crazy.
With all the oxtail, the oxtail.
All the oxtail. Exactly.
The secret is my ankles are like wrists. My ankles. I carry.
You got that John Jones body with the little skinny legs and the
all my weight's in my back and my chest and my shoulders. So I look like I'm bigger than I actually am.
Yeah.
So you got those cinnamon sticks, like your uncle.
I need those. I got thick ankles.
Here's what don't make no fucking sense.
Ankles.
That's one of her greatest assets is her fucking the lower body that she has. It has curves and
my legs and ankles. Randy, can we trade?
You gotta embrace that. You gotta embrace that.
Before one of us embrace that shit, if you don't embrace it, we're gonna embrace that one.
Well, I don't know.
I'm telling you, Karyn, Bryant, when we see that kind of stuff, when you're in jeans and stuff, it make us want to shackle you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. When I see those girls with those curves like that, I go like it bring the Hulk.
So why have I have no dates then?
Because you're not fucking around with the heel men's like your Uncle Hinach.
Where are they?
Andy Brown,
where are they? Please, where are they?
Jamaica.
Maybe you gotta take a trip to the island.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I probably
go to the islands. They're not gonna leave any meat left on the bones. Are you kidding me? You won't survive that fucking joint.
It's been a minute. You're right. It's been a minute. I haven't been since. It's been a minute since I've been to Jamaica. I need to go.
It's time.
It's well past
There's not gonna be nothing but bones and feathers left when they're done with you over there. Can forget about it. Those Jamaican guys, God.
So Randy, you go back and forth a lot then, yeah?
Yeah, a lot. I own property. I have family down there.
Nice.
Oh, look at you. You own
So
property?
what part of the island do you have property?
Kingston and Ocherius.
Nice.
I was gonna say Ocherius.
Ochi.
Yeah.
So listen, so folks who don't know, my mom is Jamaican as well. So our family names are Walker and Lindo.
Walker is very Jamaican.
Like Delroy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I interviewed Delroy Lindo once, and I sat down and I was like, I think we're related. And then we chatted for a couple of minutes, and we were like, yeah, we figured out we kind of are or whatever.
And he was like, I don't mind. I remember seeing him at a party. His girl or his wife looked like a U-type chick.
Oh yeah,
younger than him and hot, light-skinned chick. Yeah, kind of
nice. Well, I haven't been in a minute. I need to go. I haven't been. So, what's your favorite Jamaican food? What do you like to eat?
Oh,
all of it. I mean, ackee and saltfish, fried dumplings. Yesterday I had some stew peas.
Stew peas on rice.
Rice and peas.
All of it, man. All of it.
Rice and peas.
You like callaloo? You like the callaloo?
I love
roast breadfruit. Roast breadfruit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all of it.
Oh, caralho. What about like what's your favorite kind of patty on cocoa bread? Like what kind of patty you like?
Me personally, I like chicken patties. I like
You like chicken patty?
Curry chicken patties.
Yeah. I used to get that shit at this one truck out there in New York, and I used to get the patty and the cocoa bread and the chicken one, and then I used to have her take the gravy. I have her split it up, and I go, come on, let me get some of the gravy from like the oxtail, one of those things.
That's kind of
on there.
But I'm gonna let you have
But
it.
I'm telling you, whatever kind of stewy shit they had, I was like, just give me some of the gravy on there, and oh, porra, melt in your mouth, Karyn.
So
And you get that bedroom bully or whatever, you know what's that one,
The roots.
the Irish
Stop
moth
with the
or whatever.
bedroom. He's all about the bedroom bully. Do not. Oh my God.
Because that's me,
Irish
Karyn.
mouse
You're telling.
and the stout and the guineas mixed up.
Yeah,
I know it.
that's tailor made for me. I'm a bully, Karyn. I'm a bedroom bully. Yeah.
My favorite thing, I used to love the plantain tarts. Like, so that's like, and you can't get them everywhere. Like, they don't
the
always make
plantain?
them. Yes, the tart,
Yeah.
like when they make them into little tarts, I would bring them
Ooh.
back every time we would go to visit, and I'd go to the bakery and I would get plantain tart and I would bring them back and stuff. Like, I can't get enough. Like, they're the most delicious
that's
thing.
that's not a normal. They didn't have that at every
I know, but
place
it's
I've
the
been
most
to.
delicious thing. And you open it up and it's kind of this colorful inside. Oh my God, they're so
Oh, Karyn. I got a colorful plantain for you, Karyn.
I don't want purple.
Well, part of that one is purple. The other one is
I don't want the purple.
magenta.
I don't want the purple. So
Some
Randy,
of it is
you,
purple. Listen, wait, hold on. It have a color, every color you can imagine on there
I
for
don't
you. If you
want
don't
it.
like the purple, if you don't like the purple part, there's some magenta on there, and also
I
some
don't
cyan.
want any of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Don't
That's
want
your
any of it.
funeral. You're missing
You
out.
you
Karyn.
you can relate, Randy. So you know when you go shopping, right, and the little markets and stuff like this. So I should do a show and tell, but they're over there. But my little things. So some things that I bought in the market in Jamaica, and I was there with my my ex-husband, who is a white guy. And so we get there and we go to the market, and they think we're right off the boat. They think we're off like the cruise ship. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yes.
they will hob you out there too.
They're trying to rob us blind, right?
I'll tell you what.
The guy starts talking all kinds of stuff, and I was like, no, right?
Yo,
And then somebody looks in there like, yeah, I did. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, I was like, and so then I go, and like the guy's like $20 or whatever, and I go, I'll give you $5 or whatever, like, and and I say the thing, and then they start talking in the patois, and I'm like, I understand everything you just said, and I know this, and I know that, and no, we didn't this, and no, I'm not that, and
Yeah.
and I'll give you $5, and
Yeah.
so then they were like, boss lady,
Boss
so they started.
lady. Yeah. They go
Started
the
calling
other
me
how
boss
like
lady.
kissing your
Guess
ass.
what?
They try to get you. They definitely.
He didn't
try to
like
get
that
you.
too much, but I was like,
Oh,
okay. So
yeah,
then
yeah.
it was boss lady. So then they're all talking to me, and he was basically, it was like hold my purse type thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
I was negotiating all this stuff, and I got out of there with all the things I wanted. But it's hilarious to go there, and I haven't been in a minute, but I love it, and I gotta go back.
You gotta be on your fucking P's and Q's out
Yeah,
there.
you do.
I remember going out there one time years ago, and as height off the fucking plane, I went to whatever was like the resort or whatever,
Yeah.
but it was outside. It was outside of that before I got there, and I
Yeah.
went to like a public bathroom for a second. I was by myself, and this
Yeah.
dude came in there, and he tried to like strong arm hob me, He was trying to like and I had just got off the fucking plane from New York or whatever, and I was tired, and this dude, and I was like, you don't got a knife or nothing? And he was like, give me blah blah blah, and I was like, the fuck out of here or whatever. I just looked at him like up and down, like, you better have something. You don't got a gun or not? Get the fuck out of here with that. And he looked at me like he didn't know what to do with that.
You
'cause
didn't know
I
what to
guess
do because you gave him the pushback. Yeah.
I guess they prey on people from who's going,
course they do.
who's maybe going to the resort, and
course.
somehow he could tell I wasn't Jamaican.
Naturally, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is what it is. Some places.
But I was like, if you got a knife or a gun, you got it or whatever. But you're not gonna just one guy is strong arm hobbery, Come on, my brother.
Well, my mom always cracks up with the harbor sharks because like the ones like, and she watches these different shows, like when people go on these like dating shows and they all go down to Jamaica and they like hook up with the guy that like works at the place, and they're called harbor sharks, and I love that phrase so much. But it's the whole how Stella got her groove back. Like, people got that movie in their brain, and they literally go there and think they need to live it out, and then.
But they probably have fun. They probably have some fun out there.
So they're trading. It's an even trade. Somebody want a green card. Somebody wants some love for a little bit. It is what it is. Enjoy.
Just as long as you're not hobbing me in the fucking public toilet or whatever, I'm fine. You can't be doing that to your Uncle Henach, God. Unfucking believable. I couldn't believe. I said, "Are you serious, my brother?"
But yeah, so you grew up in Spanish Town, though, right? Omega's asking. That's where you grew up.
Half and half. I grew up in Old Harbor mostly, right? Old Harbor is like 2 towns over from Spanish Town. And
okay.
Then
now tell me about that. Like, okay, say we're talking about New York. Okay, give me a comparable neighborhood for both of those ones.
Like for proximity wise?
No,
vibe,
like
you mean?
The level of like, is it Bushwick? Is it Queensbridge?
It's not even close. Listen, when I came to America, it was luxury.
Smooth sailing. Okay, so you was in the part of Kingston that's not fucking a hound.
No, I wasn't in Kingston. I was in Spanish Town. Spanish Town is outside of Kingston.
Okay. So, Ode Osborne is from there too, I think, right?
He's from Kingston. Ode's from Kingston. He's from Kingston is St. Andrew. I'm from St. Catherine. St. Catherine is the next parish over. The next parish is parishes are like states.
Right.
Right. So I'm the next state over, next parish over. I'm from Spanish Town, which is St. Catherine, and Old Harbor's in St. Catherine as well. Right. St. Catherine, Old Harbor is just a town over from Spanish Town.
Gotcha.
So
people in this country don't realize how half it is in some of these places.
That's why for me it's just I'm so lighthearted. I'm so like it's whatever, man. Because I don't know why everyone takes everything serious. America's great, man.
Listen, it's all relative. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
If you live in a country where certain shit is a certain way, and then this shit is fucked up, they think, hey, how come it's not like this? But if you're comparing it to a Spanish town or whatever, you're like, well, this is the fucking, this is the Palisades or whatever,
There's days in Spanish town I remember as a kid, 3:00, there'll be war, right? Sometimes there'll be beefing at the same lane. And I live in the end of the lane. Meanwhile, the front of the lane is beefing with the end of the lane, right? And then they would block the roads, right? They're protesting and light shit on fire in the middle of the roads and stuff like that. And the police wouldn't come. It'll just be civilians walking around with ARs and AKs walking up and down the street.
And machete.
Yeah.
Machete.
With their face masked up, and you just hear shots all day. And by 3:00, when the kids come home from school, nobody could come outside.
Yeah.
And there's literally a Bob Marley song, 3:00 Roadblock.
That's how it goes.
Seriously.
And people don't know he was involved in a lot of crazy shit in Kingston and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, Bob Marley is so respected at a time. He was the only one. Oh, was it PJ Patterson? I think it was the
prime minister.
It was the prime minister of 2 different parties, and it's the Labor Right and the PMP, JLP, PLP. Those are the PMP. That's the 2 major parties, and people would beef with each other, right? The colors of the party, one's orange, one's green, and different areas would represent different, parties. And he was the only one to ever have 2 major political figures like that come together on stage, shake hands, and the war was done. Yeah, I mean, the war came back together eventually, but after a while. But he was the only person to ever, force that to happen. And that's how powerful he was.
He was a special guy, yeah.
It's amazing, too. It's so interesting that you say that, Randy, because literally it's so bizarre and, like, random. But last summer in London, after the UFC show, I stayed for a week, right? So I'm going in a couple weeks again, and I'm going to stay again. So anyway.
Brixton?
No, but my cousin came to meet
Jamaican
me.
Guys out there?
No, my cousin came to meet me, and they have a Bob Marley show over in Piccadilly or whatever, and they have a whole show based on Bob Marley's life, a musical. We went to see it. It was amazing, by the way, if anybody's in London and if it's still running. But that is a big part of it. That's one whole scene. That's a big scene where he brings the labor leaders together. And that's like a whole thing about this concert and all of this stuff and all of the political things that are going on and how Bob Marley is the one to unify them. So everything you just talked about is part of this show. And the whole show was so good. It really was so good.
Who played Bob Marley? Mario Van People?
You saw what?
I said Mario Van Peoples played Bob Marley.
So no, the guy who played him over there was pretty good. But honestly, it's so funny because literally, I don't want to get overly personal, but I had Bob Marley playing in the delivery room when I had my child. So literally, that's the first music she ever heard. That is that is the spirit. That's the vibe I wanted her to come into this world with. Like I wanted.
That's how she was conceived. She was conceived too. That's Dexter St. John. Don't let him fool you.
I don't know. I don't remember that. But I just remember in the hospital, and the doctors were all like, "Okay, yeah." They were like psyched when I put that on, and like that's the first music that my kid heard because I wanted her to come into the world with like the most positive thing.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, my mom said when I was born that there was all Jamaican nurses or whatever, and no one was like, "It's a boy," because she didn't know, and she was like, "It's a boy" or whatever. So like a Jamaican lady was the first one I saw.
Nice.
Can you imagine that?
Oh my God! Wait, so Randy, where are you living now? Then where do you live?
I live in New York.
You are in New York, right? Still. Okay.
Queensbridge.
Nah. I live in Jamaica, Queens still.
Oh, okay.
In Jamaica, Queens.
Again, we gotta get you out of there. We gotta at least get you into Jamaica Estates or something. They're not paying you.
I'm there. I'm like Springfield Gardens now, so I was able to move.
We need you like the dad in fucking Coming to America. Like where he let Akeem do the park the cars and shit.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, because they're the frozen ones, but you never know. The pigs, and I'm like, oh God.
Oh man. Listen, but I go back home to Jamaica like how many times a year? At least I want to say at least 4 times a year.
Nice.
Do
you have dual citizenship?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, lucky you. Wait, now you got a lady friend or you single, Karyn?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know all your whole story.
Yeah, but I have a girlfriend.
Here and there.
Yeah, but it's like whatever.
One in Jamaica and one in Jamaica, Queens.
I can't speak on that. I can't.
Listen, I can only imagine you go to Jamaica.
Renato, don't ruin it.
Can you imagine going to Jamaica and he's doing the butterfly and those chicks? Oh God.
In Jamaica, you're a superstar. The Daily Gleaner probably announces your arrival every time.
Daily Gleaner.
The Gleaner.
No, they don't announce my arrival.
That's the daily newspaper for those who don't know.
But that's definitely a lot of love when I go to Jamaica. There's always
I bet
networks that want me to come on and come visit and do interviews and stuff like that.
I bet.
Plus you're the Dandara out there.
You're the Dandara. I'm the super
It's
cat.
funny
So
too
listen.
because did you notice the fucking song I put on the promo for you that I posted? I put Dandara under you for your promo.
Good.
Did you see that one?
I did.
Yeah, there you go. That's Dandara.
I did Lively Up Yourself. I went with a classic, but it's interesting because listen, Randy, like there literally is a dream of like part of my dream is like, I could always just retire to Jamaica and do like a nightly talk show there. Like, dude, I would love that so much.
Why the fuck not?
Either a nightly talk show or like, how Mexico has the like Super Sábado Gigante.
Oh yeah,
Right. Like a Super Sábado Gigante. I want to do one of those in Jamaica, but like have all the stars in the dance hall and like bring people in from the mainland and like if I could have a life in Jamaica, bring my mom and just like live in Jamaica, do a show, like a party show once a week, I could probably be very happy. Like
you'd be popular too.
Really happy.
Listen, I think everyone that wants to go and live in Jamaica, I say you go there for like 2 months, just 2 months. If you can withstand 2 months, because it's very different, So it depends on where you go. If you're in a city, whatever, it's regular. It's like America, right? But if you're living in a country, which most people want to enjoy the country and the nature and all that, I say go for 2 months first and then make the decision.
Well, you're right. Because listen, my aunt moved back, because like all of my, I still have family there, but like one of my aunts had moved back, and it's tricky. It's like, you got to have the this thing and the security and the bugs are different and the air conditioning and this and that and the hell. Yeah. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. Yeah. I think the vision is like, oh, I'll have a simple life there, and it's like, it's harder than people think, probably.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I can be your personal chef, like, because I need to feed you rice and peas and keep your thickness up, to keep your popularity up.
With the coconut milk and all that.
All that shit. No. Yeah. I'm gonna feed you, boy.
No. But damn. Oh, yes. I haven't been in a minute. I got to get back to Jamaica. Hey, listen, Randy, let me make sure if there's any questions before we let you go. I know you've been here for a minute with us. But let's see.
You have to stay here. You have to stay with.
Yeah, well, Ben Blair was saying, yes, it was Manly and Siaga. When we were talking about the Bob Marley thing, when he got the two people together.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went down as our national heroes, So
exactly.
There's a lot of national heroes, and those two went down as national heroes in Jamaica.
By the way, though, also, I know our Rick 3PO, Sábado Gigante is legit. It's so legit. Sábado Gigante is awesome.
Or you could do people's horoscope like fucking, what's his name? Walter Mercado. You remember that guy? He looked like a Latin, he looked like a blonde Liberace. Like, he looked like a flaming gay dude doing your horoscope, and any Latin kid, his parents sent money to this fucking guy. He was like the biggest astrology religious leader.
Okay, I don't know it.
But he looked like Liberace.
But hey, listen, Randy, my mom says this whole thing because when people say, come see me and come live with me, two different things. You know what I mean? Like, because some people overstay their welcome, and you're like, you gotta go.
Come see me or come live with me. Yeah, very different things down there. Trust me. Because
very different.
So if I see Jamaican girls, how I get in there? Like, how they can know I'm for real? Like, if I say some stuff, how can I say some slick shit in the like patois or whatever?
For you,
I don't need much.
Your best bet. Your best bet is just keep it how you got it right now.
Okay.
You're gonna end up a mark. They're gonna take all your money.
I understand. I see.
It's gonna be over for you.
So keep it Uncle Henach style. Okay.
Keep it
and Randy, meanwhile, on the flip side, do you have any Jamaican friends out here in LA? I haven't had a date in so long. I'm not even lying. It's actually like really sad.
My brother.
So, do you have any friends out here in LA?
My brother lives in LA, right? But he's married, unfortunately. But he has a ton of friends out there.
What about female friend? There's some Jamaican chicken head for your Uncle Henach.
No, doesn't your brother have any friends?
Yeah, he has a ton of friends. He has a lot of friends out there. So maybe I'll connect you guys and then get you on.
I'm not even kidding.
He's gonna hook you up with Montel. He's gonna hook you up with Montel.
But I don't know. You sure you want to be on the Jamaican? Jamaican kind of rough still in there. It's the Monday night.
Hey, maybe I need a rude boy. Maybe, wait. Come on now. So I got Rihanna. I'm like, come on, rude boy, can you get it up?
Wow.
Randy, maybe that's exactly what I need. Because I'm like Little Miss Preppy Girl. I went to Ivy League college. I'm like Little Miss Put Together. Maybe I need a rude boy.
Yeah, to keep your mouth shut, caralho.
Meanwhile, my mom's gonna be in the comments right now, like.
You need somebody to tell you. Yeah.
Hey, let me live on the edge, Randy. Let me meet some of your brother's friends.
I got you.
I mean, are they clean? I need somebody clean, but like, rude boy is okay, but like clean. You know what I'm saying?
I think it varies, porra.
Yeah, it varies. It varies.
You gotta check it out. Like when you're searching for plantain, you gotta see which one is. You gotta look
got
through those
spots
ones.
on it.
You say you want to live life on the edge. I mean, it's the real deal. You want to get as real.
That's the Hazer's edge, the hatchet. Yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
Honestly, though, not for nothing. If if your friend or your brother knows a place, because I did look up one club at one point, but honestly, to go somewhere where there's like dance hall and reggae dance night, like that to me would just be so fun.
That's
Supposedly,
so
I read
here.
a while back, and it was like Wednesday nights at such and such, and then it's like the pandemic and whatever. Like honestly, more than a date, if your friend knew a place to go where there's good music and a good vibe, like that's what I want.
I got you.
As
long as you're good with it, I got you. There's
yeah, because look at
you gotta come to New York though. If you come to New York is a whole different vibe.
I know. Well, dude, I lived there for 7 years. I miss New York. I love New York. I lived there for 7 years, and I never had a bad night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, out here that shit is not.
It's so different in LA. It's so much harder.
Place for the Jamaican.
It's so much harder.
Well, I tell you, you should go to August 1st. It's a huge party. Everybody's going. Giant festival. It's called Best Weekend Ever in Jamaica. August, the first weekend in Jamaica. So first weekend.
Oh, in Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
I feel like they do a Jamaican tribe thing in like Long Beach every year, or some shit like that. Am I correct? Some kind of Caribbean shit. I don't know.
No,
August 1st this year's a Tuesday.
This is the real deal. It's not like.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like Freaknik, but Jamaican style.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So you want?
I'm just saying, I need a good time. I love to dance. I love dancing to like reggae and dance hall. And like, if I honestly less concerned about the date part and just more concerned with the vibe, just having a good time.
August 1st, best weekend ever.
And those Jamaican chicks ain't shy. When I think about it, they just tell you. They come out and tell you if they like you.
And they're gorgeous.
Oh, for sure.
Some of the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah.
I have had, I was pleasantly surprised out there that Jamaican chicks just let you know what tribe it is. I was like, you're speaking my language here.
I've heard Israel is like that. Literally, a friend of mine went to Israel and he was like, it's awesome. He's like, because everybody just like lets you know what's up, and they don't have a lot of like clingy expectations or whatever. And they were saying that like Israel was actually really cool like that too.
I'm not mad at those Israeli chicks.
Israeli guys are gorgeous. Are you kidding me? Oh,
Israeli chicks is gorgeous too. God, they got that olive skin, and for some reason
I literally told a friend of mine, I was like, bro, if you're going to Israel, like, let me know.
Hey, when it comes down to it, all these fucking places got some kind of something.
Everybody's got beautiful people. Because Gal Gadot, like when people who don't know, like Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot is Israeli. She's stunning.
Oh, is she?
So
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, Gal Gadot could get it. We all know that.
She could.
She could get it. She could get it. All right, and listen, Randy. Now that you're on a break, you're going to kick back. What do you do to relax? And then how quickly do you think you'd want to fight one more time this year then? Yeah, you said earlier maybe October you'd want to fight again?
Yeah, probably around October, November. You guys will see me back for sure. As of right now, I'm just trying to develop and get better. You know what I mean? I got some business to handle back home again, so I'm gonna be traveling.
Some business. You got some Don Dada business to handle.
That's not my lane.
Got business.
That's not my lane. That's not my lane.
Oh man, well at least you always know it's there if you need them.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
I'll come out there and we can hold the. Yeah, that's true.
Actually, the two of you together would actually probably slay. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh boy,
in
you
Jamaica,
can imagine.
I got you covered. In Jamaica, you're good. And one thing about Jamaica, though, when I go to Jamaica, it's definitely lots of love, and
I like love.
You get a lot of special treatment, when you
when are you going? We should go together.
I like special treatment too.
When are you going, Randy?
Yeah.
Maybe we should all go together. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that would actually be amazing.
I'll be there for best weekend ever.
Can you?
Best weekend ever is August 1st.
And he's got
my mom wants to go back too. Like, I legit just looked at my calendar. Like, I could go then.
Come on down.
Mom's is cute too.
Mom's wants to visit family. I would like to visit, the dark
I'll visit
Chocolate City.
Mom too. Well, caralho. Hey, look.
Oh, man.
Maybelline, if you're out there.
It's Marlene. It's not Maybelline.
To me, it's Maybelline.
Randy, keep him away from my mom. That's all I ask is please help me keep Renato away from my mom.
She don't want me to be her stepdad, Karyn. That's the problem.
Listen, he's a black belt. I can't stop him.
They see what now. They see
Use the reach. Use the reach, Randy.
No, he no. Yeah. Your mom. She's just afraid. She don't want me to start telling her what to do and act like telling her what time to go.
I'm not trying to buy you Christmas presents. I'm not trying to.
I'm gonna give you a bedtime.
I'm not trying to make a Thanksgiving placeholder for you. I'm
gonna read you bedtime stories and stuff like that. And make you put on your PJs and brush your teeth. I put your jammies on, Karyn. I'm gonna check.
And on that note,
okay,
Randy, thank you for joining us. Listen, I'm really psyched for you getting that win and one that meant a lot to you and to you and your family and stuff. So it's just really cool. Like we love telling that story like on the show. Like it made us all feel good, So and I saw you the night before and I was saying that in the air. I was like, guys, I saw him and he's so fired up and he had just gotten off the phone with his dad and like it's a good story. Like it makes people feel good and like I feel like hopefully that there's a lot of like positive support for you. You know that, right?
For sure. I appreciate that. Definitely.
Wait, why people feel good that his dad is in prison?
No, I've seen the people reaching out and the support and people saying, sending their love and prayers. So I see what it is and I appreciate it. I see it all. So
yeah.
Thank you. The cool thing is when he's in there, he gets to listen to my other fights sometimes. So some depends on the hour of the day too. So he'll hear it and the guards will turn it up so the whole cell block will get to hear it.
Nice.
And when I win, they all like bang on the thing on the doors. So,
they love that. And I feel like those guards, if nothing else, they gotta be fans of the UFC.
For sure.
I bet you the amount of guards that's fans of that shit, they gotta have a heart and help this guy facilitate to watch that one at some point.
For sure. Even when I go there and I visit him, they all know me. You know what I mean? Usually those dudes are all stoic and try to be all tough and all that, but when I walk in there, it's all love,
Of course, because they're fans. I mean, if those guys ain't watching the UFC, I don't know who
is, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they also like give him a little extra time, and somehow he can watch this and have a couple of laughs or whatever, because. Honestly, that's nice that's what our whole show is about. It's just like having some laughs,
What's Pop's name?
What's that?
What's your Pop's name?
Randy.
Oh, his name is Handy? You junior?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Handy Brown, senior.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Awesome. Well, yeah, listen, I'm really glad that you were able to join us. And congrats on the recent win. And just just keep doing that. And I guess maybe we'll see you back in action in October if we don't see you in Jamaica in August, right?
Yeah, and we're excited that you're gonna start following me on IG now that you've been on here.
I got you.
And stop slipping. You've been slipping all this time, and now you're getting on the high track now.
Okay, and to the ladies out there, if you ever see these two coming as a tag team, just run. Actually, no. Maybe talk to Randy, but avoid Renato.
Now you can hunt, but you can't hide. Well, booyaka. Tinga-ling-a-ling, school belling. Knife and fork, the fight for them.
Thank you, Randy. We will see you soon. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, Handy, we're big fans, my brother. We're gonna keep watching you. We're rooting for you, my brother.
All right, thank you.
Take it easy. Bye.
Bye, my brother.
I mean,
I like Handy Brown. I liked him already, but I didn't know his personality.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I already liked him. It was like, literally to the point I was like, well, we could either have a Joaquin Buckley situation, just keep him here all night, or let him go. But I remember
he was the funniest.
Joaquin was awesome.
So funny because he was like the first guy who was like, "What, you trying to get me out of here? I'm staying. Right. I'm staying here to the bitter fucking end." Because
whenever I tell people, like when guests come on, I always say to them, please join us at 7:15 and stay as long as you want.
Yeah.
And so that's why Joaquin was like, mother crapper, I'm staying.
He was like, I'm getting my money's worth or whatever. But I thought that shit was so funny. It's like, what are you going to tell him? You know what? Why I love this, obviously the show is funny no matter what, and it's fun, but one of the stuffs I love being pleasantly surprised by these fucking guys. And it's such a surprise because I never seen that personality before of Handy Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe people not asking the high questions or they're not vibing with it.
Right.
But that's a guy I would hang out with, you know? And
dude, that's exactly literally what I was just about to say is like no, for real, I hope his brother reaches out. Like, I want to hang out. If his brother's as cool as he is, I want to hang out with that crew. Like, I'm 100% serious that I want to hang out with that crew.
You better put your money where your mouth is, because I'm sure that crew is not shy about hanging out with you. Look it. I'm not scared. Then I listen. I can't wait to hear the story.
Well, I'm a little scared. It depends. I'm actually a little scared. It depends.
You're talking a lot of shit.
I'm so bougie. I'm actually a little scared.
Wait till you see when they put it on you, Karyn. When that bedroom bully. When you see that guy drinking the bedroom bully before, and you're oh shit. Oh, God.
And not to warn me.
I told you. They're gonna put that on you. That murder she hold.
They're not. Cannot.
They're gonna play that Shaka Demus and Pliers card on you.
I will give you. There's a lot to get to. We have Strickland versus Magomedov. We have UFC 290 preview. We have Cheaty's choice on a couple of those things. Do you need a moment as a pause?
I'm fine now. You need a moment?
Do for a second, but I could put some B-roll on for you to talk over while I'm gone for just 1 second.
I don't even need the B-roll. You just.
You sure?
The B-roll.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I might need your B-roll, but not the B-roll. Wait, which B-hole are we talking about?
I'll be right back.
You B-hole? Or B-hole? Okay, everybody. You with your uncle. His lips feel like a pep smear. She needs to go poo-poo. That's right. Oh, thank you, Lord of the Pie. Oh, Karaya, yeah. She was look at your Uncle Hanach, and then also Handy Brown, who looked like a host breadfruit, and she was hubbing her legs like a cricket, Karaya. I did teach Honda the armbar, and what do I get for what I had to show for that one, Karaya? Oh yeah, I know. I went over. I know the B-hole, but whatever, you know. You throw them out there. What's going on out there? How exciting to see you, Uncle Hanachi. Wait. Andy Brown made her give herself a Andy Brown. Yeah, Hassan is one of the greatest of all time. My favorite actor, for her. And he was also a model. And just, he's something else going on here. He's a sex symbol. I have seen Action Jackson. I'll tell you what. Listen, I love the idea of Action Jackson. That movie's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I mean, I even own that one on DVD, but I'm sorry. That movie's a piece of shit. And I love me some Carl Weather. And your boy who played Coach. Well, the next time, but I don't know, you know. You don't want none of that smoke because he's fucking back hard. Well, thank you, base God. You know, you base, and I'm cinnamon, but we both God for her.
What I miss?
Oh, nothing. We was just talking about you, Karyn.
Oh no.
We was talking about. No, they was just talking about how much they enjoy. So what's going on? How was it? Yeah, a couple people said that you was taking it down, but I told them
I was not at all. I was not at all. It wasn't that at all.
I hope you have at least a bidet or something in there. Or like, what's that one? Tushy.
Oh my God, Tushy.
I'll tell you what, we're not sponsored by Tushy, because of some of the podcasts I listened to, I bought one of those fucking things. It
Are
changed.
you serious?
I swear to God, it changed my life.
Is Tushy a bidet?
Yeah, well, it's like a bidet without having it, but it make you toilet a fucking bidet.
Oh, it's like an attachment you put on there.
Yeah, and it's tasteful. Let me tell you something. I don't know how I got along without that before. I was like, what the fuck was I doing before that?
Honestly, not for nothing. Like, we are savages without bidets.
I'm telling you, it's almost like it grosses me out now to think about people not having.
That we don't have them. No, I'm a fan. If I'm honest, like they're awesome. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was gonna say I remember Bisping talking about it because like when Bisping was on that last fight, we worked before the pandemic with Kevin Lee, which by the way brings up something else.
Ooh.
I know. So
change the subject.
So no. But so I remember Bisping talking about buying a bidet after we came back from that. But honestly, here I'm gonna put it in the comments because I actually saved this. So I'm not okay. So here I'm gonna put this in the comments. So I was sitting cage side watching the Kevin Lee fight, right? So here I'm gonna type this in.
That was
Kevin
a half one.
Lee wakes up. Okay.
Oh.
So
you're hubbing it in here.
No. Listen, please hear me out. This is why I want to explain it. So, Rashad and I were sitting there octagon side for that fight specifically because we wanted to see it. And I had seen Kevin. I talked to Kevin on Friday after weigh-ins, and we had this nice conversation. And he was just like, "Yeah, it's good to be back." And he's like, "It's just interesting though because there's all these different people here, and there's all these names that we don't even know, and it's just like different." But we were talking about how it's different but the same, and just like the feelings of coming back.
Sure.
So, watching this fight, and he got submitted by Renat Fakhratinov, and he's amazing, right? Unbeaten streak for forever.
Yeah.
So I actually was sitting there, and I filmed after he'd gotten submitted. Kevin is there, and he was out for a while, and I was filming it, and then I have it filmed when he wakes up. So I just shared that link.
Yeah. Oh God.
But listen, so at first I just had it on my phone and I was like, ugh. Like I felt bad about it. And I literally did not share it until I asked Rashad if it was okay. Because Rashad Evans, Hall of Famer and all this stuff. And obviously I trust his opinion. And I was like, hey, Suga, what do you think? I said, I don't know if I should share this because it feels to me, maybe is it exploitative? It's a personal thing. And like, I feel kind of weird. And he was like, no, he's like, that's fair. It's part of the game. And, maybe just say dramatic moments as whatever. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Thank you for that. And so that's why I titled it the way I did. But literally, I was hesitant to share it. Meanwhile, I know that a huge portion of the world and the MMA community would have run to upload that, right? Like they would have run to upload something to make somebody look bad.
Yeah,
and I
of course.
kept it on my phone for several hours. Like literally, I think I uploaded it the next day after I asked because I was like, I don't know if I feel good about this. So anyway, it's and mind you, like just to wrap up the story, it's one of the best videos I've uploaded in the longest time in terms of how many numbers it's getting. It's doing better than like all kinds of other things I've uploaded because it's like the most exploitative. Because it's
and
then that makes me feel bad.
Misery or whatever. But you know what the thing is? I think also if you put it in context, like if you put a caption that go, oh, look at he got knocked the fuck out or whatever, or if you say, depend on how you say it and you say why you posting it, and it's a tough business and it's no secret that it happened or whatever. But if you hellishing it and heavily in it, then when Kevin Lee see you, he's gonna be like, what the fuck, But if it was just, it's like someone checking a National Geographic of two I don't know hams butting heads or something. You're just saying, hey, listen, this is that's what they call.
I was just thinking two hams. That's made me think of something else. But no, but to your point, yes, thank you for that because that's how I feel. And I feel like if I do, and here's the thing.
No, wait, having said that, imagine like Dan assigned me to a fight, I don't know, Jaleel White or something like that, okay? In the fucking UFC, okay? And then and then somehow Jaleel White head kicked me or whatever, and I'm snoozing in there, and then you fucking upload the video. I'm gonna go, what the fuck is wrong with you, God?
Right.
I'm gonna go, hey, thanks a lot.
Thanks for nothing. Hey, and I'll go. Hey, I'll take you out to dinner with the money we earn from the ads.
But you're not that shy with fucking Kevin Lee in the first place, no?
No, and by the way, Kevin was supposed to be our guest one night and actually blew us off. He was booked to be our guest here, if you remember. Okay.
You know,
and he blew us off.
Okay, so to be honest, I forgot about that. But you want to know something funny? There's two fucking guys that I always been cool with, Kevin Lee and Aljamain Sterling. Okay, recently, you know, sometimes you go through you're going through your stuffs, and for some reason, something told me to check and go, is this motherfucker still following me? And I look, and both of those motherfuckers not following me. And I thought, like, I for heel, I always knew those guys. They're cool.
We were cool.
And when someone stopped following me, I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? It kind of, I go, oh, I see how it is, bro.
Yeah, no, see, that's how I feel. And so
I take that shit personal.
I've always felt, I've always defended Kevin, and Angela Hill and I used to do a podcast together, for those who don't know, called What Happened Was. And like, we always defended Kevin because I mean, I'm just going to say it. Like, I think a lot of people were anti-Kevin for reasons that were
for sure
not fight related, let's just say. We always defended him, and you know, tried to you know, watch his back or whatever. And then we had booked him on the show here, and then he blew us off because he had tickets to see Kanye or whatever. When honestly, that's why he blew us off. And I was like, yeah, I guess I get it, but like, that sucks, but I get it.
Well, at least he didn't lie about it.
We're not as important as Kanye, but I also know Kanye shows up 3 hours late to every concert. And like, he could have totally done our show.
To me, I was more disappointed about the fucking unfollow. I was like,
yeah, no, dude, I get that. I feel you on
because
that.
Because me and that guy always been cool in person and shit like that. Always funny, having a laugh on several times we've been on the same podcast and stuff. And you wonder, you're like, whoa, what happened there? But
so I'm not rooting against him. I'm not.
No.
Literally, my only point was me being hesitant to upload that video, and then uploading it and it doing well and better than a lot of other things. It was like, oh, okay, so that's payback then, I guess.
Whatever. Listen, it is what it is, Karyn.
But whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. It is like that.
It does, and it is, and whatever. We're moving on. But I feel bad for him. Oh, so no, the last thing I was going to say about that is, in the video, though, as I'm filming it, you hear me go, dang, Kev, like, I hope you're all right. And then somebody even commented, they were like, the dang, Kev. They were like, that kind of sums it up. You know what I mean?
Hey, look.
Because I do feel bad. I
did too, and here's the thing. It happened so quick. He didn't even get a chance to get warm or nothing. So it's like, listen, in this fucking game, you know, you can't be surprised by nothing, you know? Right. It's a vicious fucking game. It's a dog eat dog. It's like one fucking guy is in heaven, the other guy is in hell. You know, it's like, it's just the way it is. This was a little shocking to me. How
so?
I thought that Strickland was gonna have a tougher time with this guy.
With Magomedov, yeah.
And I thought it was gonna be more like the first round for the whole fight, you know. And I did not. I mean, you just watched a guy just kind of like he look. If nothing else, Strickland is a fucking the definition of a junkyard doggy. And you better come to fucking you better kill that guy. It's like you gotta be like Pereira to beat him. You know what I mean? You gotta put his lights out because he's like, you know, he's a dog. And he, you know, it's not like he can't fight, you know. So you're not gonna just you better be in the best shape of your life, and you better be headed to take some punishment because this guy, he's not easy to put away.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like you said, you know, Magomedov had a good first round and
a very good first round.
There was an eye poke and stuff, and we at first.
Aside from that, though, he had a great.
Right, but aside from that, I'm not saying that was the good round. I'm just saying there was that to contend with. But in general, yes, Magomedov had a good first round. But then it was interesting to me, and it was kind of like with this fight, and then the one that Sean had on the last one with Nasruddin Imavov, again with another guy that was unranked and coming up and stuff like that. It's literally like there's levels to this game, like it's one of those things where you felt like they understood what it meant to all of a sudden be in there, like you said, with more of a dog. And even if that fight had kept going, Sean has the ability to take fights deep and keep going. He's all about volume and pressure, and he'll be the first. He's like, look, I don't hit that hard or whatever, and maybe he's being self-effacing, and maybe he's saying the things that everybody critiques him about, so he's saying them himself. But he is a volume guy, and that's his whole thing. It's the amount of strikes and all this stuff, and it adds up, and it wears people out.
Absolute, and like he's no stranger. Another thing is, some guys can look like a superhero when they dishing out punishment, but it's that classic thing of hammer and the nail. Some guys can be the hammer, but they just can't be the nail. And you got a guy like Strickland who almost like Mike Perry, just thrive on the violence and the getting hit, and I'm ready to die in here, whatever kind of screw loose you got where you're crazy, you had it, you're just like and you could be the most skilled fighter in the world, but if you don't get a guy like that out of there, it can be very disconcerting. And when you run out of gas and that guy is still here and he don't mind the punishment, and then you don't like getting those hits, you could see, you just saw it happening. You're like, as soon as it started happening, you're like, this guy's done.
Well, that's what we were saying. He just melted him. Yeah. He melted him.
Not to say that this guy can't be.
He's going to be so much better after this too.
He's going to be incredible. He's just that seasoning and that the bumps in the hole and all that shit comes in making a junkyard doggy like Strickland. Because let's face it, Strickland had a lot of bumps in the hole in the beginning of his fucking. A lot of people forget the first iteration of him was his nickname was Tarzan, and he didn't used to talk a lot. He was more hump. He didn't make a lot of waves. He had some. He sometimes looked great, but he also, he lost fights and stuff, and nobody was concerned about him. Now he's like a household fucking name. But he didn't got there overnight. He was forged in the fire. He had to get the shit kicked out of him. He had to get beat and lose and question himself and keep going back to the drawing board. So a guy like I forget the fucking kid's name now, but Magomedov or whatever. You clearly he has the talent. He just need the seasonings.
Yeah, I mean, Alan Joban used to train with Sean at Black House and different stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was working with me this weekend and stuff. I had him and Suga and.
How did they get along? That's an interesting combination. I could see that going either way.
Yeah, I mean, look, Suga gets along with everybody.
No, Joban.
Oh, and Sean, I got it.
Yeah. I don't see how that worked.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess they got along okay, but he used to say back in the day that sometimes Sean was the guy that could put it on you in the gym, but who didn't necessarily always perform as well in the fights. That was his story before, you know what I mean? And so now it does seem that whatever it is at Extreme Couture, whatever it is that Sean's been doing lately and
he's
the team or whatever, he's in the zone, he's firing, he's doing really well. He and so my point was that this was good for him to get the finish because the story on him was always, he doesn't get finishes, he just wins by decision, and he's, just a volume guy and a pressure guy, but he doesn't have that finishing power.
It was very
for
impressive.
him to be able to put that together, it's great because he's making that argument for a title shot. And, the thing about it is some of the people at the top have already fought Israel, and he needs new challengers.
Listen, as good as he looked in that fight,
I think he still styles on him, but...
My personal opinion is I just don't see him. I mean, look, everybody got a chance, but
Izzy has so many more weapons, I think.
Yeah, I just don't see him give him the chance for sure or whatever. But
give him the chance, exactly.
I don't see it. I don't see it. But
I don't see him winning, but give him the chance because I think he's earned it and he's done enough things.
But
here's the thing.
And hold on, wait. Give him the payday or whatever, regardless.
I'm not sure what this means. We have a donation here, which I like the new fighter fisting deep. Get it? I get it. Cute. The fisting deep.
Oh, fisting deep. Fisting deep.
Fisting deep. That's pretty good. I haven't heard that one. He's fighting Phil McCracken.
There you go. He's sponsored by what's the lube? What's the Ultra Glide? What's the one that everybody used to use?
Ultra Glide. Well, here's the thing. So Joe Boza saying Robert Whittaker versus DDP being labeled as the number one contenders fight. I don't see how the winner can be available for 293. Sean should want to take a fight at 293 to stay on target with the title fight. Okay, so you bring that up, Joe Boza. While you bring that up, let's talk about Whittaker and DDP, because these guys are fighting this weekend.
That's going to be a spicy one.
Dude, we know this one is going to be good. Okay, so
when he's fighting Diamond Dallas Page, isn't he a little old at this point?
Here's the Reaper. Here's Whittaker, and I have always been a fan, and I've told the story multiple times. But long story short, I met Robert Whittaker because I worked the Tough Smashes finale in Australia when he was fighting in the finale of the Ultimate Fighter season, and I met him at age 23 or 22, and I was like, this guy's a superstar, and he's so composed, and he's going to be a champion, and he's lived up to everything I thought he would be. He's amazing.
You just like him that he looked like Al B. Shore.
He's fine.
Isn't it crazy?
I'm not going to lie. He could get it. He could get it.
I'm sure. No, he's a great looking guy and he's a star or whatever. But let me tell you something. How crazy. I can't believe he's not a light-skinned black guy. It doesn't compute. It doesn't fucking compute. He's a light-skinned black guy, okay?
He totally is.
And then, but yet he's not. How can he not be? How can you make something that look that much in the islands that look that much like an American light-skinned black guy?
He totally is.
It fucks up my head.
Because somewhere he and Eric Anders are hanging out in the same light-skinned fraternity, you know.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
With Max Payne, Griff, all of them cooling, hanging out.
He looked like an H&B artist.
He totally does. He's Al B. Shore, like you said.
He looked like he should be playing like basketball, not fucking, you know? He's like a point guard for like Kentucky.
Meanwhile, though, he's great. I'm a big Whittaker fan. Whittaker fan.
Who could not be? I mean, what gripe could any fight fan have with that guy?
But
he's a tough customer. I mean, and I'm not necessarily, I'm not a big fan of some of the shit that he came out and said,
About the African stuff?
Yeah, I didn't, that rubbed me the wrong way, but as a fighter, there's a lot to like here, and I'm sure he's not a bad guy, but he didn't ingratiate himself with me with that shit, but so I'm not necessarily hooting for him, but as a fighter, man, he's a dog, he's another one. He's a fucking dog, and he's a true fighter, so shit, I like to watch the guy,
Yeah, it's interesting because what was it? Was it Sean saying it? Or somebody else saying, they were like, well, Dricus has had, like the easiest path to the top or whatever.
Well, compared to Sean, fuck yeah.
Right, because Sean's fought everybody.
Are you kidding me, Sean?
Right.
I get why he's saying that.
For sure.
Because fuck, I mean, who's been around scrapping and more than that guy? But so yeah, I get his gripe. He have a legitimate gripe, and love him or hate him, and sometimes he says some shit that make you go like, I mean, sometimes he make me laugh here and there, but sometimes I go like, oh boy, whatever. But one thing I can say is like he's consistent. He's gonna be that. Unlike let's say a Colby Covington, something tells me that that's just him. Like something tells me that's Sean. So like at least I appreciate that. Like the fucking guy is just gonna say what the fuck he's gonna say. Like Mike Perry. Like Mike Perry's not putting on an act. That's how the fuck he is, And I like that a lot better than a guy who's like doing a fucking a WWE shit.
Yeah, Colby definitely seems much more contrived and like an act. Sean, I believe, is 100% real. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
So when we were, when he comes on the post show, and I've said this before, and I've explained it to people, like whenever he comes up, I know Sean says some crazy things and at his press conferences and at his media day or whatever, but like whenever he's with us on the post show, he's always really cool. And he does some stuff that's still like a little bit out there or whatever, but like he's cool with us, right?
But
like
he's also being in a high school, like it's almost like he's trying to entertain himself.
Exactly.
Like, he's taking the piss a little bit, being a little bit like, I understand that, like being the class clown, like I'm around all these serious reporters and they saying other stuff, and I'm gonna kind of like take the piss and fuck around a little bit, and I understand that, and I understand trying to have a little fun,
Also, I think part of it is that, plus a little bit of he's actually maybe a little bit nervous about it, and so sometimes when people are actually a little bit nervous about things, they say some things that might be quote unquote cringy or quote unquote weird or whatever, right? So whenever he's with us, though, like I said, he's with us. He knows Alan because they train together. I've interviewed him a million times. Like he knows that like we get him and we understand him. Like we're not going to attack him, and like it's a safe space if we're talking safe.
You're not trying to get cheap shots in or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. We're here to celebrate him, but we are going to ask him some real questions. But it's a safe space, So he's always cool with us, and so I would ask people or tell you guys like I think it's either on the UFC channel or the ESPN MMA channel, but like part of our post-fight interview with him is up on YouTube here. If you're watching this on YouTube, and you should look at it because he said a lot of stuff about like who he wants to fight next and this kind of that, and how MMA like saved him, and how he admits he's like if I'd be crazy, and he's like I'm the biggest piece of white trash, whatever, like without MMA.
It's a classic. I mean, he says that.
I know he says it a lot, but it is interesting, and I think like to your point, he's being authentic, whereas other people are putting on an act,
which is like. Look, I don't agree with every fucking stuff he says.
Neither
sometimes I just go. Sometimes I'm like, oh god, But
whatever. He was saying he's a feminist. He was saying like, hey, I'm not all that stuff I said about women. I do want you girls to have your.
Well, whatever. Listen, I don't give a fuck. To be honest, I don't give a fuck what he said. But I just am like, I like to see people who is a character, and not necessarily the contrived shit. When it's too contrived. It's like nails on a chalkboard, when you feel it's like a person is trying so hard to be that they're not. I'm like, ooh. But when somebody is like just genuinely a fucking nut like that, like sometimes the shit that come out of Mike Perry's mouth, if anybody else said it, I would be like, what the fuck you talking? But seriously? Somehow I'm like, I don't care.
It's almost endearing sometimes coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. It don't even bother me
because Mike Perry says some stuff that's so unbelievably whack, and you're
but he's just him, and you're just like, you know what? Hey, fuck it. You get a pass, whatever. Some people,
isn't that weird?
Because you can feel genuine. You can feel what's well,
and I feel with Mike Perry, there's no malicious intent. Like I
not
think,
at all.
That's the thing is it's actually quite innocent. I think a lot of the stuff.
He's just being himself. That's what the fuck it is, and that's what's so funny about it. You go, that's what make you laugh instead of be upset, because you're like, listen, this is this guy, this is him.
Bryce is like that too. Bryce Mitchell, like the Alabama jiu-jitsu guy, like he says some stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even. But at the same time, I'm like. He has no idea. He doesn't know.
Well, otherwise, some of that stuff, some of the scientific stuff is like.
But meanwhile, his rap is pretty good, though.
I'll tell you what, his fighting is pretty fucking good.
His fighting is good, and his rap is.
That's what I'm concerned about. His fighting,
is damn good. So so to wrap up that conversation, though, who do you think is more deserving of a title shot? The winner of Whittaker Dricus or Sean?
Listen, I can't. That's a catch-22, because if somehow Dricus win, I still don't think he deserves a title shot yet. He need like
even
one or two more fights.
Even if he beats Whittaker, who's amazing.
Yeah, but somehow I feel
and
like
who has only lost to Izzy.
Somehow I feel like he got fast-tracked or something. I don't. Whatever. So for some reason, I don't see him as like.
Meanwhile, he joined us over on Fight Island, though, in 2020, so it's not necessarily fast-track.
Not fast, but I don't know. Like
I know that's the perception, but he's actually put in a few fights.
Here's how I look at it, and I don't know how you make this work. I feel like Whittaker deserves a title shot. I feel like next in line is Strickland and next in line is Duplessis, no matter what.
That's
I mean,
fair.
that's what I think is fair. So
I can't disagree, but I'm the biggest Whitaker fan, so I can't disagree.
but I tell you what. If somehow Dricus can get past, which my money would have to say no. But if he could get past Whitaker, I do think that he's gonna get the title shot simply because the story of the whole African shit and the beef and the Haitian stuffs and all that is too delicious
of course,
of drama to just not do. So
if Dricus wins, it's title shot for sure.
if Dricus win, I have to say Sean
100%.
is shit out of luck.
100%.
So,
But I agree with you
and
because
life ain't fair, and that's the way it goes.
and that's the way it goes. I 100% agree with you. If it's Duplessis, if he beats Whitaker, because look at, and no disrespect, but Sean lost to Cannonier and Hermanson. You know, like he lost to the two best guys that he fought.
And Pereira.
Right, and Pereira, right, or did he beat Hermanson? But
I don't
Pereira
know.
was the other one.
But Pereira knocked him out. So
Right.
I mean,
so that's the whole thing. So if you can beat Whitaker, that's a huge feather in your cap. Like that's massive to beat
it's
the former
huge.
champion.
It
So
is
Dricus
huge.
deserves it. He deserves it if you can beat Whitaker. That's huge.
yeah,
But you're
like,
right. The drama of the African thing and all that
here's the problem.
backstory, huge.
Here's why I think Strickland got a beef. How come they never gave him a shot at Whitaker?
Because Whitaker's injuries just probably didn't time out with it.
So like that would, if I'm Strickland, I would be like, okay, I get why Duplessis get the shot if he beat Whitaker, but like, where was my fucking shot at
But
Whitaker?
you're right. Whitaker could have been fighting Sean this weekend because Sean just fought last weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
Duplessis could have fought last weekend.
That's what I'm saying. And I think
no, but you're right. But like you said, the idea of getting the African champ fight,
and
is
I think
too
that's
delicious.
why he got that. I feel like
Of
that. I
course,
mean,
of
look, I'm
course it
just
is.
grabbing that shit, but I think that's why he got.
Of course
you know?
it is. That storyline is too good.
And at the end of the day, you know, I guess we can be purists and go, this person deserved this and put it. But if we own the UFC, it's like, are you telling me we wouldn't do the same fucking thing?
Of course you would.
You know, at the end of the day, it's a fucking entertainment business. This ain't a charity organization, you know?
Exactly. We're in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody doing us any fucking favors over here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, that's who would get it. That's of course
You
that
understand?
who would get it. Okay, so I have a question for you. Well, I know, and okay, so I know one other thing, and then we can get to Chidi's choice on this in a second as well.
I think we should choose our stuffs wisely because we've. I feel like I heard your cuckoo clock going off about 5 different times tonight.
It's already 9 o'clock. It's already 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But hey, listen, I know you're looking forward to Bo Nickel. So listen, speaking of Jamaican, so Trayshawn Gore.
Wait, Bo Nickel is Jamaican?
No, Trayshawn Gore is out of his fight. So Bo Nickel is going to be fighting a Jamaican guy and Sid Woodson, I think is his name.
Yeah, I saw
but I know
that.
you're looking forward to Bo, and so I wanted to share this, guys, in the comments. I interviewed Bo, and he's a really, really nice guy. So this is, I'm going to put it here in the comments, my interview with Bo. But yeah, I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's another guy that don't follow me, so I my heart is with Jamaica. But let me tell you something. Obviously this guy, everybody's excited about Bo, but my only hope with this guy, this heat placement guy, is, of course, you gotta imagine Bo's gonna win, probably, but I at least want to see. I think best of both worlds would be. I want to see this guy surprise people like Hockey Balboa in the first one, and maybe Bo still win, but we get this Jamaican kid who is like, oh shit, he just like he cuts Bo Nickel, and it's like he's been cut.
Yeah.
He's not a machine. You know what I mean? I would love to see something. The last thing I want to see is Bo Nickel to just steamroll this fucking
Run
guy,
through somebody, yeah.
and then it'd be like, okay, he beat a guy that we never fucking heard of before,
Right.
So hopefully, I'm praying to Jah Rastafari, or no, praying to Selassie I, that fucking this kid could put up a good fight for her,
Okay, that makes sense. Elmo Duran is about to smoke a joint for Jamaica, so enjoy.
Enjoy that one.
Puff, puff, pass. Okay. Hey, so you make a good point.
Yeah.
So we will move things along here, but I wanted, so we'll show Chidi's choice and then we'll see what we think. Okay.
Okay.
So here is what
How did he fare in his last? Did we talk about his last shit? What was
he
his
was
last
right,
predict?
correct. He picked Sean Strickland last week.
Okay, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, he picked Sean. So here is his choice for the co-main event between Brandon Moreno and Alexandre Pantoja. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chidi's Choice today. The Fistivities Bearded Dragon the UFC 290 co-main event between the champ Brandon Moreno and Alexandre Pantoja. Okay, what we do is we put Chidi down in front of a couple vials of arugula. First, we take the names, we randomize them. We're gonna put one right here.
You can't put no curry powder on there or something. Spice it up for this fucking guy.
Put Chidi down. Now he is
Eat the same arugula. Oh,
he's coming to the left. Last week he did pick
this is unprecedented.
Strickland correctly. This time he believes that.
Don't tell me.
Need a hand here.
Don't tell me.
He believes Alexandre Pantoja. Whoa.
Wow.
We shall see.
That is bold. That is bold, Chidi. That is very bold, Chidi.
I'm hoping he's wrong.
I don't know, Chidi. I think he's feeling himself again, and he is off the hails again.
Pantoja's 2-0 against Moreno already.
This is tough. You think he's
he
in
finished him
Moreno's
on The
head?
Ultimate Fighter, then he beat him by decision in 2018.
You think he's in his head?
I literally implored Chidi to pick Brandon Moreno. I was like, please pick Brandon Moreno.
I know.
And I got nothing against Pantoja, but I was like,
I think
please
even
pick Brandon Moreno.
I know. I mean, he's so likable. I feel like even Pantoja's parents want Moreno to win. You know what I mean? Like, do you know anybody who don't want Moreno ever to win? You know, like,
right.
He's like one of the most likable fucking guys in the history of the UFC. You know?
Right. And so it's like, okay, so this guy is up. He's the champ. He's defending now.
Look at this fucking kid.
How are you gonna let this guy lose?
I don't know.
How do you hate humanity that you want to let this man lose?
The only thing that maybe is just maybe it spices stuff up so we can see a dramatic story of like the comeback of Moreno. If indeed Chidi is high, I don't know. I'm trying to find a silver lining or something,
I do wonder. Like I mean, I wonder. Okay, so Holloway lost to Volk a few times, right? So
he
3
did.
times. It's like every time. So you do have to wonder, does this one person just have your number, right? Is that a thing?
Sometimes that happens, but we got to imagine Moreno is just not the same fucking fighter that he once was, I mean, like it leaps and bounds. I mean, you got to imagine some of these guys that he's beating, he would have definitely lost to back then too.
Right. I mean,
beating
Figueiredo and all that. You mean, yeah,
like he probably would have had no chance against Figueiredo back then. You know what I mean? Like when he lost.
Right.
So I think he's a different animal now. Having said that, that guy might just have that big brother energy against him where he's just psychologically can't beat him. I don't know. I guess that's why we watch the fucking thing.
Well, I guess so. And that's the whole thing, right? Because Pantoja, like I said, has already beaten him a couple of times. And I think he's on like a 3-win streak right now. And, he beat Royval and stuff. And he's good,
Yeah, I mean, he is. He is very good. So, fuck it. I want to see a great fight. I want to see a great... And it's going to be good no matter who wins.
Flyweights are always good.
Yeah, and plus these two kind of fighters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys don't have boring fights.
No.
And there's a history. I mean, look, this is the kind of shit you want to see,
Yeah, look at Pantoja though.
And I'll tell you what, if Moreno can pull it off, it's just gonna add to the kind of legend of the fucking kid,
Yeah.
It's like, this is one. I'm sure he want this so fucking bad. I'm sure he have to be so hungry for this one.
I know, and I was explaining to Kiddo here the whole backstory with those two, and like Brandon's whole story from the Ultimate Fighter to being cut from the UFC to coming back to the UFC to becoming champion and being a commentator. Like he's like the most likable guy.
Yeah, it's like a movie. And then with the heat of the Legos and all this shit, I mean, it's like, what do you want from this kid?
Yeah. Well, Cheetos is saying it's going to be fight of the night. It definitely could be, man.
It has that kind of thing hitting on all over it. And watch now, of course, now that we said that, it ends in a fucking eye poke or a fucking ball shot, groin shot or whatever.
All right, here we go. So here's Cheety's choice for the main event. Volk versus Hello, and welcome to another edition of Cheety's Choice. Today, the Fistivities bearded dragon mascot will be choosing the UFC 290 main event between the champ Alexander Volkanovski and the interim champ Yair Rodriguez. What we do is we put Cheety down in front of a couple of piles of arugula. First, we randomize the names. Now, Cheety is coming off a win. Last week, he did correctly pick Sean Strickland over Magomedov, so that's what we're going with. All right, we put him down, and he makes his choice. Okay, he went over to the right. Cheety believes that. Okay. One-handed there. Alexander Volkanovski will get the win at UFC 290. We shall see. What do you think?
I mean, listen, I think anybody...
All signs point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to come to that conclusion, Not saying anything about Cheety, but it's like, yeah, that's an easy pick to go for. That's the smart pick. However, I love Rodriguez, and I think he's one of the most fun, most exciting fighters in
100%.
Not only in the hostel that I've ever seen. I just love to watch him fight.
He's awesome.
It's a chall fucking water. Volkanovski is just devastating. I mean, he's become so fucking good everywhere. You remember, there was a time when I almost said Wanda, when Mighty Mouse, how Mighty Mouse just got into that groove where it was just like, could this guy ever fucking lose? I mean,
where he looked like everybody else was in slow motion, where he was.
Yeah, just and I don't think like Volk don't have that kind of same speed or whatever, but it's like with how well-rounded his skill set has become. He's starting to feel like that kind of character where it's like, well, how do you beat that guy?
Totally.
And like, I don't even think what's his name beat him, to be honest. And I know people will argue with me about that. Why am I fucking forgetting Islam? Yeah. I had him losing that. I personally. Now, it's kind of like tomato when you're going through like the criteria or whatever. But for my money, I had him winning that one. But the fact that he was even in that fight was surprising to me in the first place. The fact that he was even hanging, let alone I felt like he at the end of it, I felt like he won. And that before the fight, that seemed like an impossible feat,
Yes.
So oh boy, Rodriguez better have the fight of his fucking life, But having said that, I'm a very big fan of both of these guys. I like both of these guys. I like the attitude. I like everything about them. So may the best man win,
Yeah, on this one, like I don't have a dog in the fight, and I just think may the best man win, and I agree that I think Yair is so underappreciated, and I think it's because he's quiet, and he doesn't chirp a lot on social media and whatever, where other people do. Volk's real cool. I like him a lot, and he has a cool profile and a cool vibe, and he was at the Fight Pass Invitational the other night because his jiu-jitsu guy Craig Jones was there competing, and Nicky Rod on the B team and stuff. So Volk was front row, and it was great to see him supporting his guys, and he is cool AF. He's just a cool dude.
He seems like it. I don't know the guy, but he seems that way.
Interviewing him, and he's got such a cool vibe. He's so easygoing. We know that with Dan Hooker and stuff being on the show before. Their vibe it's just easy.
I like the Kiwis. I like the Kiwis in general.
They're just good people, right? They're just cool. Yeah. So Volk is like that, and to your point, you can tell he's very comfortable and confident in who he is and what his skin is, because he's beaten all the best, every single name, every top dog they've thrown at him, he's dispatched, and
he's got everything. He's got everything you would want in a fighter.
everything. And the
except
thing,
for long limbs. That's the one thing he don't have is hitch. But everything else he got is like.
But because he's a tank, he's built like a little tank instead.
But he's got just all the ingredients. I mean, he's got the toughness. He's got a chin. He's got the skills. He's got the heart. He's got
There's nothing not to like about him. But I do say too, I love Yair, and I think he is underappreciated. And so basically, Chidi is predicting a little bit of a rough night for the Mexican champs, unfortunately.
Well, we shall see.
We'll see. I'm working that Mexican show on September 15th, the one on Mexican Independence Day when like Gastelum is fighting Shavkat and all that. I'm going to be working that one, so that'll be good.
Muy bien. Oh my God, that's another fight I'm looking forward to.
How good is that?
Oh my goodness. Woof. Boy.
Yeah, that'll be good. I just meant to do this actually. Why wasn't I doing? Did I not do this?
Why?
I meant to do. I'm lame. Sometimes I forget.
What happened?
I had footage of Volkanovski.
But we got so happed up in the fucking thing,
I know. But he does also have the look though, where he could go like evil villain, like. Do you know what I mean? He could lead he could be Marvel Comics evil villain.
But he's just too nice. Like you see that he's a good guy.
I know.
Like, yeah.
And with his cooking show and stuff, but like with that frame, he's still able to do so much.
He's got that like Matt Serra physique, But he can't argue, man. I tell you what, I'll forever be a super fan of his after that Islam performance. I was kind of shocked by it, and I was surprised and pleasantly surprised, because I was rooting for him, and he over fucking delivered. I was just like, wow. Forever I'm gonna be like, that was one of the most impressive performance, that I've ever seen.
I agree, and the thing is, to me though, like, it's a little bit crazy that he beat Max that many times. Like, it's still kind of is weird to me because Max was the king for so long. Yeah. And is regarded to be so effing good, and you're like,
and he is so effing good, and
but it's just like, how did this guy beat him so many times?
Yeah, but also there's different eras, and it's like Max had his chime, and it's like, he just butted up against someone who it was his chime then, what I mean? It's like you can't, nobody gets to be on top of there forever, nobody.
You're right, but I think Yair, like, I think people, I think it's because he doesn't crow a lot on social media
but
they don't understand how good he is.
His so fighting does the crowing. I mean, look, as much as I said about Volk, I mean, watching Yair is much more exciting. I mean,
totally.
Nobody's more exciting. The problem is that, like, as great as he is at the striking portion of it, when you have a guy like Volk is just like, as good as he is in any shit, he's that good at every shit,
Yeah.
And it's just a tall order. If they was just sitting there picking at each other with strikes, I mean, right. I would bet on Yair all fucking day,
Right.
Because he's just, you can't prepare for somebody like that. He's so fucking dynamic as a striker. He's so fucking exciting. His fight against Korean Zombie might be the most cinematic fight that I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, if I saw it in a movie, I would throw my popcorn at the ground and go, this is fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I would go, This doesn't happen. Get this piece of shit out of here. You know what I mean? Like, this is sensationalized bullshit. And it's like, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that one. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a scripted fucking, you're like, what the fuck did I just see? But having said that, Volk is just a different animal. And I think it might be, he have the skill sets to potentially frustrate Yair. Now, having said that, look, we've seen enough fights. He might zap him into the fucking another dimension. Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? But like, I think if you play this fight out 10 times, maybe he win a couple of those. But I feel like overwhelmingly, Volk win that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Can Yair do it? Maybe. but I wouldn't bet on, you know.
Yeah, I would tend to go with Volk only because of, that like already everything like his record shows like.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about him being the GOAT over Jose, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
something that people are debating. So
Yeah. And I wouldn't sleep on Yair. I don't want it to come off like I'm sleeping on him.
That's what I'm saying too. He's a live dog in this one.
I'm just saying we have no other way of measuring this stuff except for what's happened in the past, you know. So
Right.
I'm just saying, if I had to gun to my head, I gotta go with Volk, you know. But this is why they have the fucking fight. It's not gonna be easy, you know.
Well, and that's the whole thing too. And to your point though, like Volk does hang out with, like I said, I saw him at the jiu-jitsu tournament the other night. Like his jiu-jitsu coach is literally the number one guy in the world right now. Like, Craig Jones.
Yeah.
So it's like
after me, yeah, he probably is.
Well, you didn't compete. Why weren't you at Fight Pass Invitational 4? Light-skinned Hart was up against Glover. Why
I know,
didn't
but
you come?
at this point, it's like, what am I gonna hub it in? You know what I mean? I gotta hub it in. How much more do I gotta achieve? I gotta, you gotta at least let other people live a little bit and enjoy.
You're right.
You know?
Okay, you're right. You're right. Well, I'm trying to think out there. Was there anything else we needed to get to?
There might be some stuff in my kitchen that I need to get to, like some snacks and some food.
Some snacks. Same here. Okay, so what was I gonna say? We didn't even get to really talk about it though. Did you had a good 4th of July though?
My 4th of July, to be honest, I forwent all the parties and shit like that because I knew that I was gonna be miserable dragging my fucking ass in here today if I did that. And I was like, you know what? In the interest, especially because we missed a week, I'm like, I don't wanna. I know myself, and I was like, if I fucking party and come in, I'm just gonna be like, it's gonna be no fun for nobody. You know what I mean? So I was like, and to be honest, what am I gonna see? I'm gonna hear some Yankee Doodles dandy. I'm gonna fucking people serving hot dogs and hamburgers and fucking no flavored Lay's. Just like, why at the barbecue it always has to be like the chips with no flavor on that one? And
You mean you don't like it just a plain potato chip?
No. Oh. No, I don't. Not when you have all these different flavor. Why would I choose that?
See, Kiddo had some friends over the other day, and we got some Doritos, and we got some Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and we got some Takis, and we got some just regular Lay's potato chips. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not mad at just a regular potato chip.
Okay, it depends on what we're talking about. If you got some kind of sensational dip that you made, yeah, I want to put the regular potato chip in that one. But just to have it, to me, that's like going into Ben & Jerry, like a Ben & Jerry or a 31 flavor Baskin Robbins, and then going like that. Butter, brickle, pecan, fudge, chunk, marshmallow, strawberry, surprise. Let me get vanilla.
My brother used to pick vanilla at Kimball's in Westford. If anybody knows it, it's hilarious that you make that analogy. But if it's a very good vanilla...
There's nothing wrong with
I see your point. I wouldn't, out of all the chips in the world, I wouldn't buy just plain potato chips first. Not at all. I'm just saying, having them here, then I was like, well, with my sandwich, they're not bad.
But I'll put it to you this way. Every year, Lay's like to put out like these experimental flavors that like the fans cooked up or whatever.
But see, that feels creepy to me because it feels like it's all chemicals.
Oh my God, I love... They had one that was... I don't know how they do this.
How can you be vegan and then eat those things that are like nothing but chemicals?
Because for me, it's not about the health. It's about the animal. So you can, all that shit that you eat, like if they have one called like cheeseburger surprise, well, can't do that with the cheese, but if you have like something that's like pork hibs.
Right.
No pig was harmed in that one. Trust me. There's no fucking pork on that one. But I fucking swear to you, there was one that was like, and I don't like these chacos in real life. I like the chaca here type chacos. But like just those American style chaco where it's just like Ortega shell with like the beef,
ground
and the
meat,
lettuce and all that shit.
Cheese.
It's like the lettuce, whatever. I don't really prefer those kind of choco, but they had one that was flavored like that. And I swear to God, somehow they even had the iceberg lettuce. Like it wasn't, and I was
And
shocked. I
that's
was
childhood.
like, and somehow, you know what I feel like? I feel like, you know, when they're eating the stuff in Willy Wonka, and it's like, now the cream of tomato soup, you know,
Right.
like a, and I don't know how they get these flavors. One of them was like, one
That
of
would
them that was
remind me
like
of my childhood. If
sushi.
that taco one with the iceberg lettuce, like that
My
would fully
God,
remind
yeah,
me of childhood.
they had that. There was one that was like a Hubin sandwich, and it tasted like a fucking Hubin sandwich. I mean, not that I'm gonna get it every day, but
It is so Willy Wonka.
for me, variety is the spice of lifey.
Yeah.
And like, if I have, of course, I'll eat a plain potato chip if there's if that's the chip that we got, you know. But if I was to buy ones and there's ones that's like that one or everything bagel or whatever.
Right.
Sorry, any kind of fucking thing. I'm gonna go for the one that's got some more pizzazz to that one.
See, it's interesting because I like interesting flavored things to a degree. I guess with the chips, like you said, when they have those specialty ones, I always feel like it's all just like overly chemical.
But you're eating a fucking chip. You're eating a fucking potato chip.
I don't buy them.
Yeah.
I don't buy them, but I'll buy like salt and vinegar, or I'll buy, you know, whatever, like to that sort of whatever. But I don't go with like, yeah, if it all of a sudden says buffalo chicken, I'm like, no, I'm not buying.
But
that
my
in a
thing
potato
is,
chip.
my thing is like, I'm not buying chips as a health food. Like
Anyway, of course not.
if I'm buying chips, I'm already fucking up.
You already
you know?
on the dark side, right?
So I'm like, like there's one that they have at 7-Eleven, and it's called Prime Hib. Like 7-Eleven has their own chips or whatever.
You
This one
sound
is
like
Prime
Homer
Hib.
Simpson right now, by the way, like
I'm
following
telling
around
you-
the McRib sandwich or whatever.
I'm telling you something, because since I don't eat meat no more, that shit, there's no meat in it, but it tastes like the fucking thing. I swear to God, I don't know how they do it. It tastes like fucking Prime Hib.
That's weird.
I'm waiting for the guy to bring the cream spinach and the fucking horseradish fucking to put on there and give me a finger of scotch.
You're at the steakhouse. Can
whatever.
I get some cream spinach too, please?
Yeah,
And a
so
martini.
I check these little victory where I can get them, because I can't get since I don't want to hurt the animal. I have to found stuffs the alternative, but I still love the flavors and shit like that.
I hear you on that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if there's any comments here we need to get to before we wrap it up here. But I think I got to we got to the new fisting deep.
Someone said, let me just, I wanna address this comment, and I'm not mad at this person, but someone just said, you don't eat meat? Yikes. What do you mean by that when you say that?
Cheese foam.
Cheese is in the fucking. I'm just curious why.
Cheese foam me. Oh, cheese for me. Cheese foam me.
What's the yikes about it? I'm just curious.
Do people think you're a beta cuck because you don't eat
I
meat?
don't know. I'm wondering what it is. I just wonder.
My kid just cracked up when I said that.
It's curious. I'm just curious. Because it's fine to think whatever
Dinah,
you
we
want.
already talked about this. Go back and rewind the show at the beginning of the show. We were talking about this. Yeah, I'm curious what they mean by that too. But I think that's
because
what they
it's
mean.
funny.
Here.
I always wonder when people have such a reaction to it. It's like it's not going in there.
Well, Omega saying vegan food is chemical, that it's disgusting. I made some Beyond Meat burgers, Beyond Meat burgers last night, and I don't think it's chemicals.
Interesting.
I know it is chemicals and plant-based, but for some reason, I'd rather eat that than cow.
So vegan food is chemicals, okay, and it's disgusting. Okay, fair enough. So fruits and vegetables. I guess.
So Omega says meat
chemicals.
has lots of minerals and vitamins that are essential for our health. Vegans are propaganda
Yes.
victims.
Yes, and I'm wasting away. I'm wasting away. I look fucking unhealthy too. Can you imagine?
I look terrible not having eaten meat in a long time.
I know a lot of 48-year-olds who look a lot better than me, Carayo. I feel like I'm one fucking step away from the fucking grave.
You're what? You're one vegan bean burrito away from.
Fuck. Man, I wonder if I'm gonna make it.
HMBJJ says, I heard when you're vegan you have to eat a tremendous amount of beans for protein. Is that true?
You know, it's not.
You can
There's
get
so
protein
much.
from a lot of other sources.
There's so much stuff that have protein in it, and it's a hustle. Vegetables have fucking protein in them. Go look it up. If you want to talk about people who's brainwashed, you know, where the fuck do you think the animals is getting the shit for their body so that you can have it?
The ones that are out feasting in the field, like
they're not eating shish kebabs, okay? And I'll tell you what, another thing, show me silverback gorillas that's wasting away from their protein deficiency. I mean,
those
get out of
dudes
my
are
face.
yoked.
And the other thing is true. I never.
Hey, are silverbacks vegan? They don't eat meat, huh?
No, they eat fucking greens all day long.
Just bamboo, yeah, right, yeah.
Well, I don't know about bamboo, but they eat fucking leaves and.
Oh, panda
fucking,
bears eat bamboo, yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it, which is I never tell nobody how to do nothing. I never go, how dare you? You eating me? Or somebody goes, I'm gonna go eat a fucking steak or whatever. I don't go.
Enjoy.
You eat meat? Oh, yikes! And then, but the second I say what I put in my fucking body, that I'm not telling anyone else how to do it, is all of a sudden. Did you know that you're a fucking faggot and you're gonna die of fucking scurvy? And I'm like, Jesus, God, are you? You know, I'm like, what's it to you, buddy?
People do have a really visceral reaction to it.
People want to punch me in the face when I say it's the funniest thing in the world.
It's so wild.
Just because, and you would think like.
But isn't Nick and Nate Diaz? Aren't they both vegan too?
I hear different stuffs. I think that they at least pescatarian or something. I don't know. I can't say what they do, but it's just funny the reaction to get out of people. A lot of times people will know me for a long time and don't even know it because I don't like it's not my identity or something, you know. But it's just funny. People get like really bent out of fucking shape about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
do.
what's it to you? What do you give a fuck what this man eat? I'm not you. What do you care what I do?
Yeah, no, I
But I'll tell you one thing. Whatever, anybody in these comments who's saying like, "Oh, it's unhealthy," and you're gonna fuck, I defy you to find anyone you know, including yourself, anybody in your fucking family, that could do any kind of physical activity with me. I'll outlast every fucking one of them. I play basketball with kids that's 18, 19, and these fucking kids is quitting before I do. Right. And they're going, the other day I was playing basketball with some fucking guys, and these guys started sitting down, and they was like, fuck, man, I can't do it like I used to, man. Can you believe I'm 32 or whatever? And I was like, 32? I'm your father's age. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and the nerve of some people, based on nothing. Based on some shit they saw on Ben Shapiro or some fucking jerk off said on some fucking thing, or some guy that they follow who goes, man and a heel man don't, and they're wasting away. What the fuck, you don't know what you're talking about. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm 6 feet tall. I weigh almost 200 fucking pounds. What? Come haul with me in jiu-jitsu. Let's see how long you last. Let's see how much I'm wasting away.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of
let your girlfriend haul me and see how much I'm how low my testosterone is.
Yeah, let's see if you got any protein. No, there's a lot of to that person.
I'll give your girlfriend some protein if she's.
There's a lot of protein sources.
I got plenty to spare. Okay, so all the horse shit, you buying into some other bullshit because I don't know who you fucking talking about.
Yeah, I will say because I not that it really is that important, but yeah, I'm pescatarian or whatever, but like I do see same thing. Like I've seen some pictures of some people recently that I went to high school with. I'm like, yikes. That's the yikes. And I'm the one out here, supposedly living the bad lifestyle of Hollywood or whatever, but I know I probably eat a lot cleaner than a lot of people, and I look a lot younger than a lot of people.
And also, again, do what you please. Eat ham hocks and chicken feet. Eat whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I do give a fuck, but I'm not going to tell you.
But you're not going to tell me what to do, right? Yeah.
It's not my place to tell anybody what to do, but I just find it funny that the fucking reaction people have is they get. it's almost like it's political. It's like
because some people do politics, like because some people are aggressive with it, right? It's like the same thing. Like people, the running joke is that vegans and people who have shelter dogs, like they make it known within the first 30 seconds. Those two facts, you know what I mean?
Like I said, like I've been around people for years, and if they've never ate with me, they will have no fucking idea.
Right.
And then they shocked, and they shocked and disgusted, like as if I said that I'm like,
you're a Nazi. I'm secretly a Nazi.
Yeah, you can't believe the reaction people have. It's the funniest fucking thing.
Well, where's safe space for you, Renato?
Oh, I don't. To be honest, what any of these fucking people think don't affect my health or what I'm gonna do anyway. But when I hear this stuff, I just want to hear from one of these people who think that. Like, where are you getting your information? Like, what do you know that I don't know?
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
It's interesting too, though. But meanwhile, every restaurant is adding more and more, vegan options and all that stuff.
Oh wait, let's see the response. I don't know what say you.
He just says, just saying that you're a marketing victim.
A marketing of. Okay, curious.
I don't know. You're just a marketing victim.
Man, what a sad story. Sad for me. It's sad that I'm a victim. I will die a victim.
Okay, whatever.
But it's sad.
Hey, yeah. So, so what is your before we got out of here, I was going to say, what do you have going on? I want to ask you about the thing you shared on your Instagram. It looked like a video game or something.
Oh, yeah.
So what is going on with that? Because I was just going to say, before we get out of here, where can people find you? But first and foremost, I needed to ask what the deal is with that.
It's good that you mentioned that. So, so the guy, one of the original developer of Call of Duty, was approached me a while back about he have this plan to do, because he do jiu-jitsu and stuff. Now, I don't know if this was news to me. There's these games, you probably have no idea because I didn't know what the fuck, but there's these games that's the closest thing you might know, or maybe you do know about this shit, but it's like, like The Sims, or things where you like create whole towns, or create an amusement park or whatever. These games is very popular on the apps and shit. A lot of, like, your daughter probably plays a couple of these fucking games. So this thing is called a martial arts tycoon, okay? And this first iteration of it is martial arts tycoon Brazil. So you, in all these games, you have to have someone who like guide you through it, and like tell you how to play or what you have to do next or whatever. So the idea was like, because you start from the bottom, you start in the favela, and you have no good equipment. You're creating your own equipment. I mean, you start from the ground, the bottom, and then you gotta create. So
you have like a cardboard box for your canvas and stuff like that, like.
Exactly, like you have fucking nothing. You have old shit that you're making into weights out of concrete, and the old bicycle is used to make the anyway. And then shit can happen in this game where, there could be a staph outbreak or something. There's all kinds of shit that can happen, and you gotta make sure this gym is thriving. You gotta get new equipment. You gotta seek out people who have talent. Where this guy might become a fighter, and then because he gets to the UFC or one of these kind of thing, then he bring more shine to your gym, and that grow, and then you can afford to franchise. It's like
cool.
It's martial arts tycoon. But your Uncle Henach is kind of like, being how your Uncle Henach is, he's going to leave you a lot of times with the responsibility. So because he's off, maybe escaping his baby mamas or doing whatever he's got to do, he's got to be out of the country. Listen, I had to go real quick. I need you. You got to check care of this. So I have my pet capybara. You know the capybara?
Of course, they're adorable.
I have my pet capybara who is named Rafael. And I leave Rafael with you, and he's have a walkie-talkie around his neck. And if I need to contact you, I do it through Rafael.
The capybara.
Yeah. And so it's very cute, the capybara and stuff. And it have a lot of potential. There's still a lot of work to be done, but we're in the very, beginning stage. These fucking games take a long time.
It looked really cool.
I couldn't talk about it until they launched the first promo, so I had to keep it on the apps. But
it looks really cool.
I think it's gonna be fucking crazy. I think people is gonna go ape shit because I don't like. I don't play these fucking games. And even me, I was like, if I get a hold of this, I'm gonna spend a lot of time on this fucking game. You know what I mean? Because
well, let me know. You know, I used to do a lot of voiceover work, Renato. If there's auditions for other voice talents,
absolutely, I'll ask them about that. You know.
But no, that's awesome. Sure. That it looks so cute, and it looks like such a fun.
It's beautiful. The art
and the visuals were great. Yeah, exactly.
The fun thing about this shit is when you hear the concepts and stuff, it's just concept. You know what I mean? You just hear it's gonna be like this, and then when you finally see, you're like, fuck, they look at this shit. They doing it. You know what I mean? There's something magical because
for sure.
I can't create. I can do the voices and stuff, but I can't create these fucking stuffs. And it's like magic. You're like, look at this shit that they just made. They brought this shit to life. It's something just bring the kid in me out when I see that stuff, you know?
Well, and it's funny that you say that because literally that's the kind of stuff that my daughter wants to do. And she's literally starting this art program tomorrow. And it's all about like, you know, animation and, you know, development, character development and all these things. And like literally we can sometimes what we do when we're just like sitting down, if we're at a restaurant and they have the kind of like where you have a piece of paper you can draw, we'll just start drawing, or we'll just like, I'll draw a thing, you draw a thing. And like literally she makes something out of nothing in front of my eyes. And your exactly response is mine all the time. I'm like, how did you do that? Like you just made something out of nothing? Or like, I'll say like, draw something. And like, she effing just made it right in front of my eye. Like it's such a gift that I don't have. And so when you see it, and it's like, how did you do that? Like
when you see something that you just a talent that you just don't have. Like when people can sing like a fucking angel, I just go, wow, like what the fuck, you know? Like it's like magic. You're like, I don't know how you do it, but you're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, especially with art. It's so. Cool. I follow this. There's some caricature artist, this like Karyn chick that's in Hawaii. It's one of these kind of boardwalk touristy places, and she just does caricature shit.
Right.
But it's very mean. It's like the caricatures are never flattering, and they always make the person, even if you're gorgeous, she's gonna make you look.
That's awesome.
Fucked up, but it still look like you somehow. But you look like a fucking gargoyle.
And how do people respond?
The funny thing is, these people is like in tears.
So I paid
laughing.
You for this, and then you dog me in it, and then
they're in tears, laughing, in convulsing laughing. And the funny thing is, every time she does the reveal and shows the people, and they start melting, laughing, and they can't hold it. I always think like, look at this woman was able to draw something, an image that makes people just lose control, and it's like a superpower, and I'm always like, wow, that's amazing, it's just a special thing.
It is, and I've said this before, and you can even go back and look at my like video posts, like whenever I go to, like when I was at the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, and then last fall in September when I was at the Louvre, like that's the thing that I always say is that, and granted, people will discuss the whole thing about, well, who put these things in the museum, and who decided this is beautiful, and who decided this is whatever, and there's all this other art that's not recognized. I 100% agree, and I know that's real, but that still doesn't be in there. But that doesn't take away from the fact that when I stand in front of a Rubens painting, I start bawling my eyes out because I'm like, how the F did this happen? How the F is this still here? And I'm looking at something from that long ago that still is this powerful to where your breath is taken away, and how spectacular it is. You know what I mean?
What's taking my breath away is I didn't even know they had Rubens back then. I thought that was something that came in like the 20th century or whatever. But a painting of Rubens,
the Swiss cheese and the sauerkraut, the way it melts, just
the Thousand Island. I didn't even know they had Thousand Island back then. So to me, that if that can endure and can be at the Louvre, that's a win-win for everybody.
Anyway, Renato, hey, listen, where can
the high bread, the marble high. Okay, anyway,
I prefer it on pump her nickel.
Oh, okay, pumpernickel. Okay, so
I do love pumpernickel, but I do love pumpernickel, by the way.
In the height circumstance, but
if you're in New York. You go up to Zabar's, you go in there, and they have the pre-made pumpernickel sandwich with the cream cheese and the salmon. You buy one, you do yourself a favor.
That's where it works. That's where that shit works. where you don't want like you don't want a fucking bologna sandwich on pumpernickel. You know what I mean? Like there's there's certain shit like pumpernickel don't go with. You know what I mean?
But oh my god, I love it so much.
Yeah, it's dark. You know what it's like? It's like the Guinness Stout of beer.
Right.
Of bread. You know,
bread.
You don't always want a fucking Guinness Stout, but you know, so there's a time for a Guinness Stout. You know, yeah.
Oof. Sometimes.
But anyway,
perfect.
okay, you can find me on Renato_Laranja.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can find all my vegan recipes. No, I'm kidding. I don't even talk. I don't even talk about it on there.
At jammingveganrecipesdownyourthroat.com.
I'm the only person who's a vegan and for 12 years I've been a fucking vegan. I never. That's why people who've been watching me. That's a testament to it. This guy who's been watching us, I know his thing, Omega sign or whatever.
Yeah.
He watched every week.
The fact that they don't even know you work.
I don't know. They don't even fucking know because I don't wear it on my sleeve. I don't bother nobody with it. So give me a break, okay? Caralho.
Yeah. Well, listen,
I'm not
folks,
hurting nobody.
We aren't hurting anybody. You can find me at Karyn Bryant on YouTube and Twitter, Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe, no relation. But may he rest in peace. Over on Instagram, it's KB Heat. You can find this show on Renato's Twitch. You can find it on my Twitter and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. But please tell your friends about it. Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, Renato, somebody in the comments yesterday or the other day was looking at the one with Kelvin Gastelum we had recently, and they were like, how TF did I just find this show? Like, this is so funny. Like, how did I not know the show existed? And it's just because we just don't have the same platform as other people. But so we need your help getting the word out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the answer because I know I see the same fucking thing every time. And anytime somebody sees it, they like that one, but they just don't know it exists, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. We do appreciate those of you who are here with us, and you've had a lot of folks. And usually this show...
Omega is still bent out of shape. I'm sorry, Omega. If it make you feel better, I've ate probably 10 billion fucking cows and pigs and chicken, and I used to be a very adventurous eater. I've tried brains, I've tried tongue, I've tried eyeballs, and fucking every other disgusting fucking thing. So don't worry, I've slaughtered a lot of animal in my time, and I've ate a lot of that ones. I probably still made up of a lot of that one. So
nice.
I still got my street cred. Okay.
Nice.
Nice. You can still like me now. Okay.
And I don't know what I was going to say.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. I was just
No. I was going to say that. Oh, maybe it was this that I shared the link earlier. You could scroll back up in the comments or just know that I have an interview with Bo Nickel, who is fighting this weekend. Now, unfortunately, when we did the interview, we were talking about Tresean Gore, but his opponent has changed. But still, there's all this other stuff about just Bo's like background and his like college wrestling achievements and like what his, what he hopes his path to be in the UFC and like not rushing it too much, all kinds of stuff. He's just a real good dude. He's like a real good dude.
That's the key with that guy. I think and I think this about any sensational fighter that have like a lot of shine to them. Like why try to even fast track these guys or whatever? Just let them let's slow play it. Let them get very good, let them that's the only thing that could fuck him up is trying to just throw him in there too quick. Just like take your fucking time with this, cultivate this kid.
Totally.
Let him become a bona fide fucking superstar.
Agreed.
And let us get to know him and love him and everything. But I feel like what's the perfect example of this? Darren Chill.
Yep.
They just fucking threw him. They got too excited about him.
Yeah.
And they fucked him up, I think. I think that they like, and I know he wanted all the things he was getting, but it's like, throw him a fucking bone every once in a while. You don't have to give these guys like the greatest, you know what I'm saying? Like they throw.
Yeah, no, guys, he wanted the smoke, but they could have given him a couple of puffs instead of all the smoke.
Save him from himself. Like slow play this shit a little bit.
Slow play because he was such a star, and he has there was so much to like about him.
Yeah, if I was
and there is still. I don't want to say but to your point, yes.
Yeah. But I feel like you kill, like it's like you killed the golden goose. You understand? It's like,
right.
What's the hurry? Like let's throw him a couple guys that he could be exciting against. Let us get entertained. Let us go, oh my God, this guy's the greatest ever. And before it's like, what's the fucking hurry here?
Right. Right.
Anyway.
Right. Well, we shall see. But again, so Chidi was victorious last week. He picked Sean Strickland over Magomedov. This weekend, he is picking Pantoja for the flyweight title, and he's picking Volkanovski. We shall see. My heart breaks a little bit on that Moreno pick, but I think he might be correct on the main event.
Well, listen. He's been hung every once in a while. We don't know. So we just have to see it play out, okay?
We don't know. But again, thank you guys all so much for being here. Like, we really do appreciate you for being part of our, our festivities party and stuff like that. And so again, you can find all of these on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and Stitcher, and basically I think it's in other places too. Basically wherever you get your podcast, you can probably find us. But this is episode 89, so that means there's a bunch of other ones if you're just finding us for the first time. And we have a who's who, a big, huge, awesome guest list. So please go back and check out past episodes. And
we have awesome viewers like Omega. But eat you Brussels sprouts. Your Uncle Henach is going to be watching. Eat your tofu, your bean curd, and your Brussels sprout.
Drink your Oval. It's an ad.
Yeah, you drink your fucking Ovaltine. A crummy commercial?
It's a crummy commercial? Thanks, you guys, for joining us, you guys. We do appreciate it.
Morningstar Farms. Yeah, this is brought to you by Morningstar Farms and fucking Fit Light.
Dude, there was a 2-for-1 sale on the Gardein. The Morningstar Farms was still too pricey, so I got my Gardein veggie meatballs yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna make you eat veggie meatball and fucking black bean burgers, Omega. I'm gonna stuff them down your fucking throat, like on the Wu-Chang album. I'm gonna keep feeding you, Omega. Feeding you your Omega